Roll the dice like no one cares. Smoking the air, get excited, baby. Welcome to the new wave, standing on the new stage. Get drunk before sunrise in the moonlight. Just don't wake me up, we do what we like. Let's funk after midnight, sparking twilight. We just turn it up, wait for new sunrise. Get me some disco music through the night. Lose control, dancing in the golden light. Gone crazy, we are running out of time. Fancy dream flying above the city light. She moves like she's in paradise, can't leave the comfort zone, and I am in the limbo, that's alright. Higher than the vulture fly. She moves like she's in paradise, can't leave the comfort zone, and I am in the limbo, that's alright. Higher than the vulture fly. Just fill me with that alcohol, the time is getting slow. No words convince me, beat that soul, don't ask me what is real. Just fill me with that alcohol, the time is getting slow. No words convince me, beat the soul, don't ask me what is real. Get drunk, live for sunrise in the moonlight. Just don't wake me up, we do what we like. Let's funk after midnight, sparking twilight. We just turn it up, wait for new sunrise. Get me some disco music through the night. Here we are dancing in the golden light. Gone crazy, we are running out of time. Fancy dream flying above the city light. Get ready for the game I play. Roll the dice like no one cares. Smoking the air, get excited, baby. Welcome to the new wave, standing on the new stage. Get drunk before sunrise in the moonlight. Just don't wake me up, we do what we like. Let's funk after midnight, sparking twilight. We just turn it up, wait for new sunrise. Get me some disco music through the night. Lose control, dancing in the golden light. Gone crazy, we are running out of time. Fancy dream flying above the city light. She moves like she's in paradise, can't leave the comfort zone, and I am in the limbo, that's alright. Higher than the vulture fly. She moves like she's in paradise, can't leave the comfort zone, and I am in the limbo, that's alright. Higher than the vulture fly. Just fill me with that alcohol, the time is getting slow. No words convince me, beat that soul, don't ask me what is real. Just fill me with that alcohol, the time is getting slow. No words convince me, beat the soul, don't ask me what is real. Get drunk, live for sunrise in the moonlight. Just don't wake me up, we do what we like. Let's funk after midnight, sparking twilight. We just turn it up, wait for new sunrise. Get me some disco music through the night. Here
Hello, everyone. My name is Archer, and this is more Limbus Company. How are you all doing today? I'm here to announce that I woke up and it's now everyone's problem. But yes, we're gonna be doing time killing time, which is very fun. We got an event for it, and if you guys can see the rewards, it's quite excessive, but I love it. I needed some of these tickets to level up my wild hunt, and like 80, like actually it's not actually just 80, it's just 80 multiplied by 5, which is a lot of threads. So yeah, we have a bunch of stuff to farm here. But yes, how are you all doing? Hello, Platinum Rover, sorry. Syntax, Jeff, Veneto. Hello, hello. Moisturize. Damn. Okay, that's a good reminder. I should get something before I start. Am I lyric? I'm preparing some evil natures on Uma to mess with people. Funny enough, I just trained. The last thing that I did on Uma Musume was training my nice nature to put on my medium team, just so she can help my rice shower and my winning ticket to win more. I do plan on trying to do the same with Air Groove for my long team or mile team, mile. And yeah, I want to put a debuffer on every single one of my groups. I'll be right back. Uh, I stay like 6 minutes on my starting stone screen. You can redeem the moisturizer insides once I'm there, so I can get my liquids when I'm not actually already on stream. Uh, hello, board. Time speeds up faster and faster until the world accelerates to the heat death of the universe and the start of an identical one. Slowing back down at this exact moment. Took your time, didn't you? Hello, Sin System. Always a pleasure having you here. Accelerating, hit killing the whole universe, and then making it back to the same point. I'm mostly preparing the Evo nature for the upcoming Champions meet. Ooh, nice. I don't know about that because I haven't been keeping up with the updates or future updates, but I'm glad. I should improve my nice nature. She doesn't have enough wit. Picarp can't stop me. I won't pay any tax. I mean, taxes are for losers. Why does your Steve voice sounds different? Um, cannot attest to that. I'm pretty sure my voice sounds exactly the same. Also, hello. How's this wonderful day going? My wonderful day is going great. Thanks for asking. And it's gonna be even better because we're gonna experience the time killing time. Which there's no reason for us to dilly dally around it. Let's start it. Candle in time. It's this month, it seems. Free character for just participating. Might as well make the whales have the harder time winning if I can't win. Right, that's the spirit, Syntax. By the way, yesterday I got so many carrots. I'm not really, I didn't read everything, but it was a lot of carrots. I'm pretty happy. I'm almost back to 10,000. Hey Apple, going to watch you in the background as I do other stuff. Being occasionally browsing Twitter, bookmarking artists whom I might want to commission for streaming stuff in the far future. Oh, awesome. Kanto 7 when? That's a good question, my buddy Platinum Rover. Probably for Rio, next week. I think I'm just gonna do all Kantos in intervalos today, and next week we're gonna do Kanto 7. Also, I want time to finish Heathcliff. You know, time killing time. Time Killing Time is one of the best intervalo in my opinion, and the soundtrack is a banger. That's great to hear. But let's go. Don Quixote loudly and obnoxiously flips through the newspaper in her hands while peppering in a few insightful chuckles. Fortunately, I now know what this means. And that she will continue to try to draw my attention until I acknowledge her at the most appropriate moment. I know so many people that act like Don Quixote, where they know what they're doing, like they are being obnoxious because they're looking for attention, and like you don't want to give them attention because this is what they're looking for, and you don't want to give them that because they're obnoxious. It's like it is an infinite cycle of pain because you don't want to acknowledge it, but if you don't acknowledge it, they won't stop because people like Don Quixote, they don't have self-awareness, or even if they have, they don't care. Honestly, Kanto 7.5 is a solid top 2 in intervalos. You really timed this perfectly since you get the voice acted version. Right. Actually, technically, no, it was not a perfect timing because I wanted to have done this intervalo last week, but people say, "Hey, no, wait, next week's gonna come out with the like voice acted version." I was like, "Okay, I'll wait for it." Um, okay, Don Quixote. Fine. What is it? Manager Esquire. Dost thou know that the city upstart companies such as one Limbus company must always pay close heed to the ever-changing world around us? Okay, let me just no, okay, voice is in the maximum. Let me know, guys, if the sound is okay with the game, if I need to turn it up or down. Hi thee hither. Read my newspaper, Manager Squire, and do keep thyself up to date on the events of the city, as Merceau and I, Don Quixote, do wear every morning, every morrow. Uh, just go along with it, why don't you? I'm pretty sure she's just talking about Merceau and the one of his morning routines, you know, the one with the newspaper. Honestly, turn up. Okay, I'm gonna turn it up a bit more. Honestly, if you finish that in the next interval after this, I will commend you. Both of these intervalos are long. Yeah, that's my idea. Finishing all of those so I can just casually do Kanto 7 next week. My syncing team is gonna be all ready, most likely. Um, and I'm gonna just be able to breeze through it like I want to. Because I really look for Kanto 8 to be my only real challenge now. when it comes to like difficulty spikes. Hello, Cindy. Welcome. Always a pleasure. The newspaper routine, where he wakes up before the crack of dawn, parks himself on a chair, folds one leg over the other at an exact 90-degree figure four-legged clock position, and peruse the morning newspaper. That. I guess I left an impression on her, but she'll be back to her usual self in a week or so. Her, get on to me! I don't pay attention! Yeah, totally. So what's new? What did an article mention us or something? How did you don't know? Wait, really? Pursuit. Feast thy eyes on page 3. Though this quite regrettable that we were robbed of the chance to be on the front page. Huh? Page 3? We're really starting to put our names out there, huh? Don Quixote and Rhodia, the two sinners guaranteed to draw the full attention of whichever space they inhabit, were speaking. It was only a matter of time before the other sinners began crawling around us, curious about the commotion. A dramatic conclusion to the mysterious disappearances at T-Corp. Shocking! The perpetrators to this mysterious case has been revealed to be none other than the prestigious Edgar family, appalling the general public. Well, I don't think we need to hear that part. What else does it say? With small assistance from some wandering bystander who happened to be lost in the area, and with the most admirable heroics of the T-Corp Class 3 collection staff on the scene. Wandering bystanders, is it? Perchance that particular denomination refers to us? Bystanders? They're treating us like we were barely there. They didn't even mention our company name. Right? You're basically attributing everything to the T-Corp like they done anything. Come on, those time collectors weren't even there. This is within the expected range of behavior for the news media. Well, there may be those who seek to interview us after reading this very article, perhaps? We're called bystanders. Well, on nowadays, yes, we probably would get some interviews, even if we're bystanders, because news media are just thirsty for any bits of information they can get out of people. Like, is like one of those famous people, they show up and they do something very big, and like during a week you cannot stop hearing about them, down to the stuff that they ate in the morning. Like, what this famous person just ate the breakfast in the morning that they show up to this, and like, who cares? It's almost like T-Corp likely controls the newspaper and uses that to influence the public perception. I think that probably is reality within every single nest. Like, let's say T-Corp is within like controls everything on their own nest, and so on and so forth for the other nests. Right? But actually, you guys don't need to say "ain't no way T-Corp." You can might as well say "ain't no way insert letter here Corp would lie to the public." That's something that any other one would do. Like, by this time, one thing that I've learned about every single corporation inside this world, all of them are nasty. All of them are gonna manipulate stuff. All of them are gonna kill innocent people. They are all terrible, regardless. Yeah, I'm sure they'll have a grand old time looking for wandering bystanders for an interview. Very descriptive. I doubt anyone will pay us any much attention, Don Quixote. Better not set yourself up to disappointment, and... We were standing there for a good moment in a big group, chattering about the article, when someone slowly but smoothly walked between us. Excuse me, are you Limbus Company employees by any chance? Yep, I knew that would happen. You fellas are? I'm sure you're already aware of the reason of our visit. Oh, I welcome thee here. Long and hard have I waited thy arrival. No, From whence shall we begin? Whoa, is she actually here to interview us? No way, Don Quixote wasn't just losing her mind and nothing. I was not told any interview would be taking place. My, where did Bert go at a time like this? Now, where did I put the leftover hair gel from his makeover? Thou may commence. Alright, then. Verily. Okay, sorry, they both said it at the same time. Verily, I shouldn't really take all the credit for what we have accomplished here. Will you be making your tax payment installments? I mean, I do like whenever you're trying to have some fun. I don't think that this is the phrase you wanna hear. In a way, T Corp is in a way, lying liar media would lie to the public. All the corporations are ethical and just like the long deceased L Corp and their ethical way to produce energy. Huh? Uh-huh. Okay, we're clearly not on the same page here. We are the tax collectors from T Corp, Time Collection Agency, currently on a mission to collect your overdue time tax. Those ilks are never bringers of good tidings indeed. Wait, time tax? No, that doesn't make any sense. We already paid our time tax in full when we went through T Corp. Next immigration process, Virginia said few days ago aboard Mephistopheles. Are you sure we don't need to pick up a timepiece for each of us to carry? You probably know this already, but in T Corp, everyone must carry a timepiece. Yes, I know the rule. But for every rule, there's always room for an alternative that offer a bit more flexibility. Of course, I don't suppose it's listed anywhere on that pamphlet. Outsiders seeking a short-term stay in T Corp can pay an appropriate time tax for the length of their stay to be exempt from the relevant obligations, instead of going out of their way to abide by T Corp's rules. As you may have expected, anyone born outside District 20 must go through numerous hoops before they can be issued a timepiece. So we elected to pay 30 days worth of time tax on the spot before entering T Corp's borders. Impressive. Can't have been cheap. Yet I wish to wear a watch as well, like Lady Otis does. Haven't I already made it clear that it's not a fashion item? As I have said so in the past, the company has no budgetary concerns. It is a given that they would be taking care of such expenses. Huh. We're finally starting to operate like a real professional company now, huh? I am still so interested to know who's the one backing us up financially. Like, I imagine if it's gonna be like, it's probably gonna be a shock whenever we find out who it is. But still, like, who has that much money? Because we are a nobody company with a lot of money. In any piece of media, whenever a new group comes out of nowhere with loads and loads of money, it means that somewhere in there, on the higher ups at least, comes from somewhere knowledgeable, and they are very filthy rich. Yeah, there must have been a minor miscalculation or something. Maybe we fell slightly short of the amount we had to pay. It hasn't even been 30 days since we arrived here though. Well, I'm sure we can pawn away their stuff to fix what probably amounts to a rounding error. Easy peasy. I never pay my income taxes through the GST. I currently think that Otis' watch has two purposes. One, allows her to know exactly how long she's been away from home. Two, it probably contains a picture of her family. Surprising a lot of people. Right? But about her watch, I don't know if I'm that curious. Like, not that not saying that I don't care what you just said. Sorry, let me rephrase that. Um, I don't know if it's gonna be that interesting. It's probably just gonna be. It's like a Heathcliff's bet with the revenge on it. You know, it's gonna be just a piece of like something whenever her canto comes up. Heathcliff muttered, gesturing towards Sinclair and Honglu with his chin. If it will help pay the time tax, then sure. Maybe. It didn't pack much when I left though. Oh, let's hear the damage. How much time tax do we owe ya? Currently, you are. This is a lot. This is a very egregious number. The current theory amongst the community is that an individual known as Diaz is the one backing the company, who is the person who financially backed the lobotomycorporation and funded the Fixer army. Yeah, I thought there would be someone behind LabCorp. I think it just makes sense. I don't know who Diaz is. So wait, so the same person that founded or the backed, sorry, Lobotomy Corporation is the same one that funded the Fixer army? That's interesting. What? Did my hearing get worse or something? I heard a thin, a 40, and the rest just kind of flew right over my head. For that much money, we might have make a brief stop at my place first. What other options do we have if we don't, I mean, if we can pay the tax? Usually, depends on the place, really. Arrest, slavery. Can pay the tax is not an option. Your only options are the following: make your payment with time or money, with interest, of course. What the hell does making payment with time even mean? Now that I think about it, I remember someone talking about paying with time before. I never really cared to find out what exactly they meant though. Isan, Heathcliff, know anything about this? I've not once failed to make my payment during my residency at this nest. Thus, I know not what transpires on an occasion one fails to pay the time tax. I've never been involved in a massive business like taxes at the manor either. And in my backstreet days, bosses dealt with complicated shit like that for the rest of us. I did see a few poor sods getting dragged away because they failed to cough it up, though. Well, then, with their not so helpful answers, my mind immediately began to wander towards False, who I hoped would know something more about this than the two of them, and that's when Otis suddenly and defiantly stood between us and the collectors. This is completely unreasonable. What kind of shoddy calculation led to this nonsensical figure? Tax calculations in T-Corp are always exceptionally reasonable. The clock's ticking. Would it be correct to assume that you lack both the capability and the will to make your fair payments? Wait. We don't have to escalate this. Can we get a timeout? Your choice of words may be quite unwise. Cry and whine all you want about no wanting to escalate things when you got 10 billion on in your pocket. I won't recognize your opinion as anything of worth otherwise. No. Then shut up and stay out of our way while we deal with this obstacle that dares to stand in our path. How exciting, 10 billion on death. 10 billion and 40 million on, to be exact. That's a very expensive. Okay. Hey, hello, Cecilia Critter. Welcome. Oh yeah, you wouldn't know who Diaz is. Diaz is someone introduced by name in Ruina and properly introduced in Distortion Detective. Okay. I still have yet to read this Distortion Detective. I mean, mentioned by name. Diaz is a character from Distortion Detective. They are one of the richest people in the city and has influence and resources on par with the Wings. Crazy. I can't be here for long, but I'm checking in. Have fun in Beam. I love T Corp. Rah, anything gotta go. Have fun, chat. Bye. Thank you so much, Moses. Have a good one. But okay, one thing that I wanted to do, because we have like some lunacy left, I decided that we can do some like fun like 10 polls every now and again, you know, just to make the stream a little more like, hey, what may I get something cool on the just a random 10 poll, or maybe I'm just wasting 1300. You never know. And I like Tremor. As I was talking to people that were explaining me the other types of Tremor, I feel that Tremor for me is one of the most cool gimmicks in the game because there's so many variations of it. Tremor by itself is not good, but there's so many differences that at some point it just gets cool. Yep, nothing remarkable.
한 잔 함께 하시죠. 따뜻해질 거예요.
Lee Association Honglu.
자, 정의가 찾아왔어.
Oh, She Association do
정의가
Shoti.
죽음으로
Oh, cool. Two new ones. I don't like that. But yeah, it's just a 10 pool, guys. I'm not gonna go crazy. Gambling, he didn't get none. No. T Corp Otis is a good unit, though. I don't know how good. Otis is alright, so you can pull if you don't want to shard. No. Again, it's just a random 10 pool. But yeah, I don't want to waste too much of my resources because, you know, you never know when something very good is gonna come up. Gamble more? No. Platinum Rover? No. Maybe next week I'll do 10 more polls. You know, maybe next week. No, one more. Okay, just one more. Just because Platinum Rover is being very persuasive, or maybe because I want. This is the last one. No more. If you want me to pull more, you gotta give me money. Okay, we got something. The Merceau? Oh, it's the ego. Nice. Yo, crush bound past Merceau. Woo.
공평하게 죽음을
Oh, She Association Heathcliff. Now I have all the She Association IDs. Okay, I'm nice. Good job, Platinum Rover. I will attribute to you this beautiful new ego. Yay! Now we can use Crush Bound Pass. It is a Tremor one, which is good because we like Tremor with my boy Capo. Is this the best one? I don't know. Okay, this is nice. We should tread spin it once I get more. When using use, you gain accumulated pass. Okay, this is actually pretty cool. Okay, accumulated pass is kind of goated. Pretty simple. We're gonna get more and more, and one clash power up and one offense level up. Nice. Pretty cool. And we got again She for every character now. We are very She. This ego is pretty complicated. Yeah, I didn't read I just read the passive. I didn't read the actual skill. After 3 turns, this tends to be a turn end. When activating odd number, oh god, yeah. In odd number rounds, or when activating even number slot resonations. What? In even number turns, heal 10 SP. Okay, I'm gonna ignore this. Maybe. If the main target is trigger amplitude entanglement. Oh yeah, this is the thing that fuses tremors, right? It's going for every 1% damage for every tremor on the main target. That's cool. It's going deals 1% damage for every some trigger tremor burst, and they reduce the tremor count by 1. If this coin's effect raise the damage dealt by 100% or more. Shoot, damn, okay, this is pretty good with Scorch. Like, I can see this doing a lot of crazy damage. Yeah, it might not be the best. I feel like there's two types of egos. There are the ones that clash but they don't do much damage, and the ones that do a lot of damage but they're not that good at clashing. I think this is the latter. But I feel I can buy this if I can make it work right. It can do a lot of damage. It has been described as an Unga Bunga ego. The passive that is. No, reading. No, the difference. Amplitude entanglement combines while amplitude conversion changes. Oh yeah, no, yeah. Yeah, the one that I have combines. Focus the effect of the tremor type added by amplitude entanglement. And the tremor type currently on the target together under tremor superposition. When triggering amplitude conversion on tremor superposition. It's so complicated. It's one of those good times that you read but you don't actually understand what you're reading. So I will just nod. It's pretty complicated. It's one of those that I gotta put into work or watch someone else explain what it does. I mean, if I can still do math, it can clash up to 20, so it's not bad but not good either. Yeah, it's not really like, you're not gonna like, I rather use regret to crash instead of that. But that's good for, you know, doing damage. Merceau ego combines, Kappa Merceau converts. Okay. So, but yeah, but Merceau ego combines tremors, right? So if the target's already under Scorch and something else, then it combines those two. Oh yeah, I get more currency because now I'm using the ego. Nice.
사냥감인가 몸이 끓어오르는군. 제가를 처음 쥔
And we are back in our Sapphire world.
아, 그러니까 어디가 비슷하냐면 아,
Hey, everybody's in
힘을
the
얻은
pose.
분들 특유의 분위기가 똑 닮았답니다.
Oh damn. Okay, forgot that this is human battles. Doesn't work quite like that. I'm gonna go this way.
속으로.
히야! 아르카나
Pretty much what amplitude entanglement is essentially saying, if tremor superposition is present, anytime someone triggers an amplitude conversion, it will trigger entanglement instead effectively, adding a third tremor type to the superposition.
즐거움.
So I need superposition to exist first.
만만찮겠군.
That's kind of I don't know. I don't think I have a source of superposition. No, I have a source of superposition too.
이런 공격이 잘 먹히는군요.
Okay, I'm still confused. Yeah, again, it still doesn't make sense for me. I don't use enough Tremor to know, actually. That's, I think, better answer. Say, question, how good are your Honglu, Ryoshu, and Rodion AEs? I don't usually see them in your teams. Rodion is kinda odd, because I always have a Rodion. I either use my Liu, Rodion, or my Knight of Despair, which is right here. So I can say my Rodion is pretty nice. Ryoshu and Honglu, nowhere near. I got Liu Association Ryoshu, and I was thinking to build her for my fire team. Honglu, on the other hand, I don't have anything remarkable for him. We can do this infinitely and be able to have like 10 Tremor types active. That's crazy. Again, I find that if you know how to mess up with Tremor, you can get awesome results, but it's very convoluted, it's very complicated, and you need a bunch of good like different like moving pieces. But maybe once I'm like a scene system and I have everything, then I maybe can do that. A T-Corp staff in a different uniform approached the sinners, and both sides went on defensive. Is this Wonder a ringleader? He may be of a higher rank, but he is but an employee of T-Corp all the same. Which is to say that our insistence on meeting their demands with hostility may lead to a direct confrontation against the full force of T-Corp. Lay down your weapons, now. If you refuse to cooperate, all your present may be considered hostile individuals by T-Corp, and we will use force to. I like that. How thrilling. This is bad. Seems like a great time for Vergilius with his intimidating glowing eyes to appear. Man, weren't this much better between us and the guide bud only a few days ago? It feels like it's been forever since then. Come on, don't glare at us like that. We had our reasons, Kay. They showed up out of nowhere and tried to extort a whole 10 billion on. 10 billion and 40 million on, to be exact. You really like saying that, don't you? Jeez. Yeah, the point is, there is no way we owe them that much money. We're kind of law-abiding citizens who are brimming with a sense of justice. Here. Virgilius listened quietly for a moment as the seniors chattered on like they were a part of a comedy skit. Yes, I agree that 10 billion on in taxes does seem unreasonable. However, it is a mystery to me how no one stopped to think for a second about the troubles you might spark by starting a meaningless scuffle like this, in the middle of the street no less. Since you don't have the ID that a superposition, a tremor superposition, is produced when you trigger amplitude entanglement, a tremor superposition itself only lasts for one turn and reverts back to normal tremor. Okay. By the way, system, why do you ask about my Honglu Ryoshu specifically? Vergilius let a deep sigh between turning towards the T-Corp employee. We find it regrettable that this incident has led to bloodshed. However, 10 million on in time tax and 40 million is unacceptable. I'm sure you know full well that 10 billion on worth of tax isn't the kind of money that we can simply park over in the middle of the street. I don't know why Vergilius is simply not asking, weren't you guys paid already? Because there should have been something that was paid before, like ahead of time. Check the event shop if you finish this node. Okay.
이렇게
I believe that it would have been more appropriate if you had provided us with some context as to how this number came to be, instead of immediately marching up to us and demanding that we pay the time tax. I admit that such absurd amount of time tax levied upon a group is almost unprecedented. We have been summoned to an emergency meeting in a relevant office to address the severity of this incident. I see your point. Why don't we move this conversation to the collection offices in the relevant jurisdiction area for now and discuss possible solutions? Still, I don't know how they come up with 10 billion. Check the event shop if you finish this node. Okay, in due time. Did you not see the event screen? They're kind of featured. Would be good to have them to be on the team.
다시 관리를 맡겨주실까?
There's no Honglu or Rhodia, but there is Ryoshu. But I'm gonna need more resources to get this Ryoshu, guys. And even though like I see them here, like what do you guys want me to do? Actually, I'm kind of confused. Wasn't there going to be a Time Ripper ID? That would be cool. But yeah, I don't know what you guys are talking specifically. Like, I don't have any other IDs for Honglu or Rhodia or Ryoshu available to me right now. The truth behind the absurd amount of time tax levied upon us was much simpler than I expected. About a week ago, a large-scale, unauthorized temporal leakage phenomenon was observed at the Wuthering Heights Manor, which shot up several stages in the progressive time use tax bracket due to the immense amount of time leak. A temporal leakage phenomenon? It refers to a deceleration of the flow of time within a certain physical field. In your case, it wasn't even a static deceleration field. It moved all over the manor for a good while too. We measured about 4 hours worth of time in the process. Was us using our new, like, golden bow ability? What the bloody hell is she blathering about? A deceleration in the flow of time within a certain... She must be referring to the moment Dante granted us celerity as we were in pursuit of the man in the manor. Impossible. The manager ability was activated for less than 30 minutes. It's most likely that your 4-hour measurement is a calculation error. No. Considering the odd sensation we had experienced as we departed the manor, it is most probable that no error had occurred in their calculations. Do you recall, Dante, as we left behind the manor? A few days ago. Merceau, is there odd wrong to thy daily routine? We had just returned to the Mephistopheles after the incident at the Wuthering Heights Manor. Most seniors were keeping to themselves, given the clear look of sorrow on Heathcliff. However, Don Quixote ever cheerful voice, like always, constantly shattered through the silence. Hello there, Free Shoot. Hello, Yisung. No, I know they have future IDs. I just don't have them available to me. I can use friend IDs. I've identified an anomaly. We should have been issued the morning newspaper, not the evening newspaper. This is inconsistent with the amount of time we spend at the manor. Perchance there was an innocent mistake? As long as I have been a passenger of this bus, morning papers have always been delivered during the designated morning hours, and evening papers have always been delivered during designated evening hours. The possibility that they have made a mistake cannot be completely ruled out. However, the likelihood of that is minuscule. Now that I'm looking at it, that's a sunset, not a sunrise. I couldn't tell because of the lack of color. This cannot be. This must be an early hours in the morrow, is it not? Huh, I may have an idea how this inconsistency came to be. Right. TTD4 protocol. What's that? Temporal velocity synchronization device, or something like that. I've seen an advert for it once, a luxury solution to all your synchronization needs. Enjoy equally leisurely hours together, or something like that. Ooh, it's quite unlike these, Sir Cliff, to use so many complicated words in a sentence. Pray, shall someone explain in a plainer language? It is an apparatus for equalizing the velocity of time for all those affected individuals under the TT4 protocol's influence. Ah, forsooth. I thought it quite odd how someone so affluent in time was moving and speaking at the same speed as the rest of us. Then, with this information, it can be concluded that the time we have experienced within the manor was flowing at a faster rate than the world outside. That is coherent explanation to why the evening newspaper instead of the morning newspaper was issued. Good. Now the curiosity is stated, I don't suppose anyone has any issues with tackling a new job? The LCA has sent us a new request to track down a distortion. As for more detailed information, so activating my ability within the TT4 protocol caused... yes, indeed. It was akin to a tampering with an already accelerated flow of time. From an outsider's point of view, it would have appeared as though more time than what was actually spent was leaked. This bloke knows what he's talking about. Also, you didn't just manipulate time on a personal scale. Like I said earlier, you affected the flow of time within a physical space. Let me remind you that it wasn't even a static field. It moved all over that manner. Honestly, this situation is completely unprecedented. Is this ideal, Isan? Not really sure, probably. Like she's the one to talk about complicated words. She has complicated words in her own way, for sure. She just called both Heathcliff and herself slow. I mean, half of the cast is slow. Half of the sinners are slow. Half of the sinners are very witty. Right, they used to activate it only on special occasions, like when we had plenty of guests over for a visit, because it was so bloody pricey. So, the time tax for your inflated tax bracket multiplied by the surtax per volume from the physical space covered by the temporal manipulation. Yeah, no wonder it all adds up to this insane number. It ain't like we knew something like this would happen. Well, anyway, you have two payment options to settle this time tax problem. This time tax debt. Wait, options? What options? It ain't like bags of 10 billion on grow from a tree in it. Option 1, cash payment. Option 2, time payment. still, you understand that that was like a mistake at most. I don't know why we're still being charged.
아까도 들었어.
Yeah, about that. What that's supposed to mean anyway? Paying with time.
그건
It means, the employee who was about to answer a question with painfully observable annoyance suddenly jolted at the sound of an alarm. Understood.
연락이 왔습니다.
I just got a call that they are ready to hold an emergency meeting regarding this incident. Limbus company may send 2 individuals to the meeting to represent your company. False and I? Virgilius and I? Virgilius and False? I don't know. No need to take talk and fuss, Dante. Dealing with complicated matters like this meeting is one of my responsibilities. I will be joining them to discuss the possible solution to this incident. So please keep the sinner under control, except you, Miss Falls. You're with me. Yeah, I thought so. Understood. Make another mess while I'm gone, and only Ryoshi will enjoy what comes next. Keep that in mind as you wait. Well, off they go, I guess. You didn't even give us a chance to ask them more questions. You're just leaving us here like this? But isn't this whole mess basically about what happened to us? So, this isn't anything serious, but what's Merceau doing at the gallows? What? Merceau, what are you doing up there? I was supposed to stand here, so I have done so.
누가 그랬는데?
Who told you to do that?
나 내가 그랬어.
I did.
시간센 앞으로 도와주려고
I
했지.
did. It's trying to be helpful with you and your friends' little time text problem. I thought all employees were supposed to be at the emergency meeting.
우와,
Whoa, a
시간이
clock with
이건
legs. Now
박람회에
fascinating.
태산까진 노려볼 만할지도
If someone were
모르겠는데.
to submit you for consideration at the upcoming expo, you might even be worth the participation trophy.
시계를 보니까 생각나는데.
You remind me of the time when the hapless soul submitted a timepiece that doubled as a compass that had a rather tragic and critical design flaw. You could tell the time or find your path, but never both at once. Tell directions or tell time. It was only one thing or the other, leaving you lost in time or stranded in the streets. That was no good. No, not at all. That's no better than a clock taped to a compass at the end of the day, isn't it? Alright. TT52 protocol is operating at an experimental capacity within this office space. So don't you forget, anyone not synced with the daily standard time might find this little disoriented. So keep that in mind as well. What? Now that's a look of someone who has never once heard of the TT52 protocol, yeah? TT52 protocol, as the name suggests, is an invention to address temporal efficiency problem present in TT4 protocol. It is doing test runs only in a few selected T-Corp offices, so if you do ever feel the urge to leave your impression of this new shiny thing, feel free to jot down a few words on that bulletin. Wait a minute. Who wrote that 3-star review? The man whom we presume to be a T-Corp staff seemed to be very adept at holding a one-sided conversation with zero external input. Not that any of us could keep up with how fast he was speaking anyway. Look accurate, Merceau. He's gonna get a new ego. Fair enough, Merceau, fair enough. The yapper, I am reading that guy. The fact that he got an announcer is so funny. So this guy got an announcer. This is Herbert, the one on the rewards. But I love that Merceau just did what he was told, without even questioning. Anyways, if you're ready, let's get cracking. I am ready. Wait, I don't know if it's really good idea to be ready for something that looks like the rope extending from the intimidating machine tightened around Merceau's throat. This is what it means to pay your time tax with time? Getting hanged from the gallows? Please call it by its precise and given name, temporal scale gallows. It measures the exact amount of time you owe and sucks that time right out of you. It wasn't the original name, mind you. There was simply too much hubbub and hullabaloo about his excessively long name, which was approximately 58 words or letters. Can someone ask him what happened to Merceau? Is that thing going to kill Merceau? Kill him! Nonsense! She's a very gentle machine. It's simply preposterous. However, a is spoken in such manner often portends that events of even greater ill fortune shall befall us. I'm not sure as to what might happen actually. I suppose you suck 10 million uns worth of time out of your friend. Stop being obtuse. What is even supposed to mean? Is he going to be stuck like that for 10 billion hours or something? Well, not exactly. Let me tell you about T-Car's particularly generous system called the 4-hour daily minimum time guarantee policy. How generous, huh? Even when the worst comes to worst, every citizen is entitled to the right of enjoy a minimum of 4 hours days. According to the T-Corp Public Welfare Council, 4 hours is the absolute minimum number of hours in a day to guarantee human survival. Survive being the key word here. My. Sucking 10 billion and 40 million ons worth of time from your friend was too much, I suppose. Look, it says measurement error. That rarely ever happens. Wait, you pulled the lever when you didn't even know what was going to happen? Just out of curiosity? Oh, of course. 10 billion on in time tax that is historically unprecedented amount of debt, so I had to see what would happen. You could land first place in a lottery and you still wouldn't even come close to making 10 billion on, and that's before taxes. I'd say you all belong in a museum of history, if I'm being honest. Besides, I haven't seen anyone with more than 150 hours in time tax that willingly step up to the gallows before. Anyone beyond that usually chooses to run and dig themselves into an even deeper debt hole. The point is, I scarcely expect someone in a 10 billion on time tax hold to just walk up there like that. What is wrong with this guy? Awaken Merceau! Prize thee! Surrender not to such machinery! Thou art unharmed? I am alright. Why, why don't you get down from the gallows for an hour or so? Vergilius and False, who returned just as this incident occurred, were both glaring at us with the expression that they were anything but friendly. Okay. Hello, Carmen. Welcome back again. Yeah, that's him for real. I just keep half the stuff he said because he spoke too much. Right, he talks so much. Oh lord, he's gonna read a lot. Only 4 hours, that definitely won't kill anyone. Yo, Angela, Clanker, you again. Angela, really. Hello, Angela. Hello, Carmen. How are you all doing today? Is Carmen making any new distortions? Or we got new ego users? What about you, Angela? Please don't give spoilers about Library of Ruina. If you try to spoil me anything related to the library, you're gonna be eaten. Just like imagine that you were eaten on the story. Thank you for the bit, Sandy. Really appreciate. Okay, I can clearly see that you were both accusing me of letting the seniors run wild again, but we had our reasons. We have reached an agreement. And you explained things to them, right? Please tell me that the agreement doesn't involve us collecting, dangling from that stupid gallows. 10 billion on is certainly an absurd amount of money, but that doesn't change the fact that we are still responsible for it. We did benefit from extra time we did benefit from the extra time granted us and used as something that wasn't mutually agreed upon before our unilateral activation. Because it was an unexpected event, no countermeasures could be put in place either. Yeah, but we didn't exactly have a whole lot of time to debate whether I was allowed to slow down time or not. We really had to think on our feet back then. I felt a bit miffed about being treated as though I was somehow at fault for this. If you plan to sacrifice one of us to settle the debt, I request that you evaluate our worth based on individual merit. Who has less merit? I feel like if you think about just the person that actually detracts from our whole endeavor, probably Don Quixote. Don Quixote causes more problem than she helps. For now, at least. Breaking news, only 5 days left. Oh my Unilogs. Hello, Draggy. Yes, 5 days until we are gonna be Assassin's Creeding. This means that the seniors have gotten the most money making contract on T-Corp history since it's technically worth 10 billion. Yes. For sure. I have prepared performance evaluation sheet for every senior precisely for such occasion. On the last page of those evaluation sheets are extra opinions that I don't plan on leaving any of you behind to take the fall for the group. Besides, 10 billion on isn't the kind of money that you can settle with the sacrifice of one individual. Yes, I agree. But we did eventually find a reasonable compromise while you were wasting time horsing around in front of the gallows. And that compromise is... we have been contracted to deal with the distortion. I guess really starting to put our names out there if they specifically start us to deal with this distortion. Talking about distortion and karming, things just walk hand in hand. Don Quixote causes problems in this facility too. Don Quixote top 1 sinner, 5 days and my 100 poles gonna go down the toilet. The assassins are indeed creating. Does it mean your poles are skibbity? Oh god. Nope, I'm out. They have sought out other fixers and companies to deal with this issue first. We were their 6th choice after the first 5 failed to produce a meaningful result. By the way, a lot of people were asking if we're going to get a Time Ripper ID, which I highly, or probably Ego, which it would be more likely. I highly doubt both. Gotcha. But it would be very fun, nonetheless. Well, the stories are starting to circulate via word of mouth. I will not deny that. What kind of distortion are we dealing with this time? Hope your brain can recover. Yes, we have another one that befallen the plague of the brain rot. This is a request regarding a series of similar unsolved cases within T-Corp borders. Some call it the case of time-killing time. Several people have already fallen victim to the perpetrator. Case of time-killing time. It is exactly what it says on the tin. A distortion is running wild, killing our time. Time is an asset here in T-Corp. It is not so difficult for us to track down the occasional time robberies by tracing them. But in the case of time killing time, the killer does not leave any traces. It is simply gone, completely removed and untraceable. No such thing has ever happened here before. Thus, the significance of this case cannot be emphasized enough. That is why we formally request that you solve this case for us. In return, we will exempt you from your time tax tab. Oh, does arrive once again. My time to shine. According to the book I have perused in the recent days, any and all detectives working to solve the case of Urban Nightmare or beyond are issued this Special Investigator badge during the course of their employment. This badge is that may as well be the universal pass to command all kinds of aid regarding the detectives fixers. We plan to issue you with those badges, yes. Much have I longed to add one such badge to my collection. Perhaps so they'll allow us to keep the badge once this case is dealt with. Nay, I demand that I will be awarded at least 3 badges. One for my private collection, one for display, and one for business so that... Shut it, lass! Right. What are we waiting for? Let's crack on. Whack this distortion and get the hell out of here. I hate dealing with money problems. I value your enthusiasm, but I would also appreciate if you could allow others to finish their sentences before cutting them off and going on a long tangent of your own. The problem is that they don't want all 13 of you running amok in the effort of solving the case. Indeed, I can have your entire group run wild in the streets and potentially waste the precious time of our residents. Also, the Special Investigator badge isn't something that T-Corp hands out like candy. We can't give away a whole box of badges for all 13 of them. I concur. To a degree. Otis, who has continuously and consistently suggested that we cut down the number of sinners, was the first one to welcome this offer. We should have done something like this a long time ago. What's the use there in hauling around these deadweights? We'll leave the useless pawns behind to wait in the bus while the elite team of high-performing individuals take care of the business. You seem rather confident that you'll be a part of that elite team of high-performing individuals, Otis. It's ridiculous to even suggest otherwise. Alright, enough with your nonsense. So, how many of us are allowed to work in this case anyway? Virgilius trailed off, clearly unhappy about this outcome. They have decided that 4 individuals, including the manager, is an appropriated amount of people allowed to partake in this investigation. Not a lot. Accepted. We barely managed to get the authorization for 4 after much debate. Then you have wasted your breath. A tag team of executive manager and I will be more than enough to handily complete this mission. Right, so it all comes down to my choice, huh? 3 sinners. So many eyes are upon me. Not that I've never had them all look at me at the same time before, but the pressure is on a completely different level when it comes to making judgment calls like these. Looks like the manager is deep in thought, but pointlessly agonizing over something like this is a waste of time. I'm taking volunteers first, so let's see some hands. Quickly now. I was like, if we were the ones choosing, like, by hand, I would just imagine that Don Quixote wouldn't be on the team, but since we're just gonna go by volunteers... Yeah. Forsooth, I should hesitate before such excellent opportunity. Maybe it's finally my time to shine. Got it, time. Oi, don't even need to ask me, alright? Let's go on with it. Nah, that wasn't... I'm not raising my hand. I'm just clearing my glasses. This is no simple matter. I've not been with so few sinners before, except For that one time when we accidentally walk out to the outskirts through the back door. So I have to take this slow and really consider all possible angles. What a mess. It would be too much trouble for me to list and debate all of the arbitrary limitations they set, so allow me to take the choices for you this time, Dante. Well, I don't think there's too big of a gap between them when it comes to their capabilities, but they all excel in different situations. Dante, are you listening? I just said that I will be the one to choose your companions. And how did... I hope you're not choosing Don Quixote. No, I need to consider more than just their individual capabilities. Some of them work better when paired together, but it's also true that haphazardly pairing them together might end up making a team that's less than the sum of its parts. This is all about building team synergy. Wait, didn't Rhodia say something about how people born in December and August don't mesh well together? And the seniors who will accompany Dante to solve this case are... I have to choose someone who can support me, calmly assess the situation, and remain free from biased judgment while making smart, rational decisions on the fly. The seniors who fit that descriptions are... Do we have anyone like that? I still have to choose someone though. Damn it! I've got it! I choose False, Merceau, and Isan. I like... I like that he basically chose everyone that's smart. He just said, who are smart people? False, Merceau, and Isan. Those are the smartest sinners. Rodian, Ryoshu, Hanglu. I don't know why those choices were made. Luckily, Don Quixote was not within those choices. But sure. Wait. Huh? Dante has selected me, Merceau, and Isan. Haven't you been listening, Dante? I have certain things to discuss with Miss False regarding the upcoming journey, so she's not an option. Isan was immediately ruled out even before the meeting adjourned due to his history of developing an unauthorized invention at T-Corp. Merceau did not volunteer. There was no reason to volunteer. Though I may have been disallowed from joining this investigation, I'm truly grateful for your appreciation, Dante. I shan't soon forget this. Wait, that's... Hey, Otis, you know that's not all what I meant. I just thought that maybe we needed someone skilled and experienced like you to effectively manage the remaining seniors while we're... Okay. I really soured the mood, didn't I? The three of them, who I didn't even imagine in my wildest dreams would be hanging out together, all turned to look in my direction. Wow, just the three of us, huh? A trio is such an eye-catching number, isn't it? Rhodia, I get it, but why did two of you volunteer? The thought it sounded FAH. The greater the quantity and diversity of experience, the better it is. Yeah. Don Quixote tragically drops her head to the ground, crestfallen. I have not else to blame but my slightly lower vertical placement in this world indeed. That must be why Sir Vergilius that failed to catch mine in fashion at hand. Vertical placement in this world is awesome. This is such a good way to call yourself small or short. But I don't think that anybody could just overlook you, Don Quixote. I think they just purposely said no. Don Quixote sobbed, dramatically lamenting how Vergilius did not even bat an eye in her direction despite her being the first one to raise their hand. I'm pretty sure that it wasn't the only reason he didn't pick her though. This is my final legacy I bestow upon thee. What's all this? A book, a magnifying glass, and... Are these clothes? This is my treasure, my collection. Prithee, Be gentle with them. Ah. But why are you carrying 3 sets of clothing? One from my private collection, one for display, and one for business merely. Is this not obvious to thee? Records of investigation, solutions to the 13 problems by Agatha. Somebody's autographed it. So who's this Agatha? Why? How are you so ignorant of the lore of the fixers? Once she was a grade 1 fixer who was so prolific that she may as well have been the face of the Seven Association. Truly, no one? Most people don't know those lore, Don Quixote. Cumbersome clothes. How wilt thou call thyself an ace detective when not dressed appropriately for the occasion? Here. This only right that the leading ace detective adorn her countenance with his special mustache. Look, Lady Agatha says in the foreword of this book that any self-respecting ace detective must always dress themselves in impeccable fashion. Don Quixote, just let go. So, I mean, I'm sure everyone has their reasons, but how come you didn't get picked for this, Ishmael? Didn't get picked? I never volunteered. Hey, it's not every day you get a legitimate chance to get some free paid time off without breaking company rules. And I wasn't about to let a chance slip. I guess I did have some last minute regrets when I saw who Virgilius picked, but I'll just relax for a bit and jump in to help out when needed. Well, good luck while the... call us the Elite Four. How's that? Okay, this is a Pokemon reference now. Agatha Christie, Pokemon. While the self-proclaimed Elite Four runs around T-Corp, why don't we find a place to take the edge off and unwind? How unfortunate. T-Corp did not authorize the rest of the seniors to run abound unmonitored. You must understand that we simply cannot let individuals responsible for 10 billion ons worth of time tax run free without proper collateral. Looks like they have temporal lodgings for those who have failed to pay their time tax. In Skull cells. Virgilius was pointing at what clearly was a J cell. Are you certain that the lodging guide, that's the lodging guide? I'm going to jail? Yep, as living collaterals apparently. You'll be fine. Hey, bet you look fondly back at this memory when it's all said and done, okay? We'll be right back, so be nice and stay put. Nice, the jail cell at least has some heating. Oh wait. What happens if they just leave and don't come back? We'll be seeing him again after 10 billion uns worth of time passes, I guess. What? I really like Ryoshi with the mustache. Kinda pretty cool. Let me take a break screen of this. I like just Marcel saying goodbye. What? Hey! What? Get back here! That's more than enough time to finish weaving on the loom. Calm down, alright? We'll be back before you even... Thou shalt return triumphantly as a glorious band of ace detectives! Mark my words! We set off on our journey after receiving the aforementioned Special Investigator badges, leaving the chaotic screaming and hollering of the remaining sinners behind. After a while, all we could hear was the sad intermittent clattering of metal as someone violently shook the steel bars. Alright, looks like everyone's ready then. Let's get a move on and have a little chat with the third victim. Let's see. The case record says that, aha, there is it. It's just as a stone throw away. Huh? Huh, what do you mean, huh? Look at the record. It clearly states that neither of the first two victims is communicative state. How unfortunate. No, I mean, why are you coming along with us? I'm sorry, but we're not taking sidekick applications right now. Go away! Shoo, shoo! Incorrect. One of us will be joining your team. We were going to send an employee with you so we can receive immediate updates regarding your investigation progress. Pull the stick out of your ass. I plan to send a Class 2 staff member with you, but you're... me. Class 5. See the badge? The chatterbox of an employee replied cheerfully as he produced a twinkling badge from his clothes. I apologize for failing to recognize you, sir. I scarcely expected to see a Class 5 auditor all the way down here. The guy's a Class 5 staff? Really? Class 5 is the highest rank one could reach as a wing employee, right? Yeah, as far as I know. Well, don't be so sure. It depends on which wing you're talking about. Who knows, maybe there's a Class 12 or even Class 20 employees out there. Get it? Got it? Good. Then let's gotta move on. We stare in silent bafflement as the employee stormed out of the building, then hurriedly followed him out of the door. It is an absolute brilliant, the very concept of killing time. They're not slowing down or speeding up time. They're eliminating it completely, just yanking out of circulation. So, your name is Mai? Relax and call me however you want. Names are such an important things, aren't they? No, names matter. Really, you never call anyone by their names though. Relax and call you however we want, but you're obviously here. To be our handler. That's true. That does make things a tad awkward, doesn't it? Let me think. I've got it. You all dress like detectives. Why don't we consider me your ever helpful assistant who tags along to your adventures? Okay, but still. Yoshi, who was staring off in the distance while puffing her cigarette, suddenly spoke up just as Rodeo was about to retort. Assistant, lead us. Right away, ma'am. What's the difference between an assistant and a servant? You know, my family used to employ... They sure warmed up to him fast. Okay, a lot of messages now I can read. Hello, Steffi. Good morning. Always glad to see you, hear about you, know that you're fine. I hope you're fine. Okay. Yes, no. I've elected to ignore the brain rot for my own sanity. Time killing time. Who would do something like that? Obviously too late for me. Chat, how do I beat Rose Hunter? Never mind, wait, I'm gonna try to beat it again. No problem. Hello, the great sums, by the way. How are you doing? You roll on the ground and lets Mr. Rose Hunter win. And whoever said you would join Miss Otis, fucking loser, Dante. Poor Quixote. Aw, poor Otis. I get my ass beat too if Merceau was on the team. Ferret announcer acquired the yapping shout commands. The name Agatha is a bit too close to someone I know. Brings back memories. Agatha Christie being a grade 1 fixer is just perfect. Indeed. Locked in a cell like me. Oh, how I enjoy witnessing this. I love you too. I shall start running, shouldn't I? Ryosho's gonna SMNC. Yes. Just got back, bought some takoyaki. Ooh, sounds delicious. Hey now, don't give away my secrets, Sir Yepper. So, are you the time killer person? Time reaper? Which kind of makes sense. Time killing puzzle. But yeah, you were not wrong. This already feels like that's gonna be a very long one. Let's see. The third victim of this case is this watch factory. Hold up. The obviously gaudy and expensive suit, the meticulously trimmed and shaped mustache. Third victim must be the owner of this factory. Assistant, confirm my deductions. You're right on the money, detective.
시작이 좋네요.
We're off to a great start. We are detectives working on the case of Time Killing Time. My name is... What?
뭐라는 거야?
What's going on? Ryoshu, detective.
우와.
Sure is
말을
the
굉장히
best
빠르게
stalker.
하시는 분이시네요.
He is talking way faster than we
예전에
did
치킨을 먹고 감상을 말해주셨을 때보다
when he
훨씬 더
reviewed those
빨라요.
chickens. Okay, can you just put into a sentence? He's talking so fast. It's like someone pressed the fast forward button for him or something. I can't understand a thing coming out of his mouth.
저 사람은 가지고 있는
He's someone who has a
시간이
lot of time.
가지고 있는 시간이
What's that
많다고?
supposed to mean?
평균적인
An
기술의
average
하루는
C Corp
24에서
citizen
28
has about
시간이지만
20 to 28
하루처럼
hours in
부족했어.
a day,
가진
but
시간이
you might
많아서
also
하루에
run in
40
someone like him.
시간.
People with
이렇게 되면
plenty of
시간이
time to
적은
spare
사람에겐
because they have
성적을
so
빠르게 볼
much
수밖에 없어요.
surplus time,
저러면
they can
하루
afford to
근무
condense
중에서
40,
남는
50
80
hours into a single day. And the people with fewer hours in a day, it looks as though he's moving 2-3 times faster than them. Someone with that much time could pick their nose in the blink of an eye before anyone has ever a chance to catch them in the act. Ugh. Oh, nice. I will be doing that off stream. I gave Rhodey a quick look of concern. She had to do something before Ryoshu asked H and C. A quick look as a brief flicker of the flames burning on my clock.
저기
Uh,
좀 더 천천히
Would you mind
말해줄래?
slowing down a bit? I'm just worried that you're at serious risk of becoming a victim of a completely different, slightly more
이번엔
fatal
숨이
crime.
끊어진 채로.
He shook his head in frustration, very rapidly, that is. Before activating that what appears to be a voice recorder, it began to play his voice back at us. Pleased to meet your acquaintance. My name is Bumble, a proud proprietor of this watch factory. Apologies for this awkward method of communication. You see, my days are 52 hours long. I used to live 100 hours days in my heyday, but the things have taken a turn to the worst at the factory in the recent years. 52 hours? To me, it looks as though you're all talking very, very, very slow. I must say, it's quite frustrating, but I'm willing to suffer this annoyance as long as you can solve this case,
아니,
You have 52 whole hours to spend in a single day. Gee, I can't even imagine what they'll be like. I can tell you that if you're that curious, it's a very, very full life, I must say, Having more time to spend in a day means that I can get more things done in a day, like sleeping 10 or more hours a day and having more than 40 hours left to spend, Good sleep really is the key to keeping your skin moist and fresh, indeed, I'll let you touch it if you want, As though in an effort to demonstrate, Bumble was constantly zooming around the room, checking his documents, calling someone on the phone, and even brushing his teeth while he stood there listening to this recording. IDC, get to the point. It was one late evening, Let's see, like always, I was busily walking down the street, I had a very, very important meeting to attend to, And all of a sudden,
습격을 당한 거야?
an attack? No, I just happened to recall that I left the bacon on the kitchen counter at home, I should have left it covered with the 23 purple salt,
아,
my second oldest son used to sprinkle that salt all the time. The point. Well, so I stopped briefly looking at the clock tower and wondering if we should have that home to salt that bacon, And that's when the Time Ripper is struck, the clock tower. Each one of the 12 zones at T Corp has a clock tower that displays the A Corp standard time scale. Because everyone has different hours to spend in a day, their watches sync with their respective time scales as well. So to tell the real objective time, one would have to check the clock tower. Oh, that's
신기하네요.
pretty neat.
그게 중요한 게
Alright,
아니지
you two,
않아?
let's focus on stuff that
보자.
actually is important. Let's see.
인상착의를 설명해주겠어?
How about we start with the physical description? A fine tailored suit. A tailored suit.
양복이라.
A bit fancy for someone called a time reaper, don't you think?
꽤나 맛부렸는데.
Must cost me about 58 million. Of course. Since he was tailor-made, its comfort was beyond human imagination. Wait, what? Oh,
아니,
sorry, I
모르는
clicked.
인상착의를 말하라는 게 아니었어.
Oh, how could I forget? This impressive yet keenly shaped mustache. Hi, hey, I wasn't talking about your own physical description.
뭐,
One more chance until I
한 번.
sink. You mean the murder's appearance? Well, let me think. I don't recall anything. I just happened so fast that.
시간이
How did it feel to have your own time killed? Was it painful?
느꼈나?
Can you not ask something like that with such a big grin on your face? No, it was just 100 hours was gone in the blink of an eye. I missed my very important appointment thanks to that. I have, suffered so much damages. 100 hours? So you lost a whole week in a blink of an eye? No, $100 for me is just 2 days or so. Still, you have no idea how much I lost because of those 2 days. Ripping away time, an invention that enables someone like that would certainly win the Inventor of the Year award of the loads of prize money that comes with it. T-Corp really values and supports its inventors, you know. Some people say that once upon a time, T-Corp Chief Executive Director himself showed up and bestowed the awards. I guess once an investor is always an investor. I say that he probably wanted others to carry on his inquisitive spirit. I've seen the ceremony once, and he was giving away autographs.
주수, 그럼
Then maybe we're looking for an inventor who received an award for the attack assistant. But every invention at T-Corp needs to be registered at Technology Administration Agency, though it's not without a few exceptions. There once was a time when a rogue group of inventors called the League of Nine Literatures made some inventions that they neglected to register, and whoa, what a mess that was. Every single corner of T-Corp was up in arms. Everyone dashing about in panic, making arrests, holding party meetings, while it was that big of a deal. I can't imagine how hard it must have been for Isang.
잠깐.
Alright. So, is there anything like that registered in T-Corp Tech Agency? Nope. First time I heard anything like it. Could have started there, you know. What is the power granted by distortion? Meanwhile, Ryoshi was completely uninterested in the conversation, stared off in the distance. She looked out at the factory window and let out a puff of smoke before muttering quietly to herself.
살인자도
No killer, no corpses. Well, yeah, no one's actually dead. We don't know where the killer is.
범인은 누구일까요?
Actually, the killer only kills time, not people. Who could it be, I wonder? Someone who took a liking to my very expensive suit, I say.
패스.
Disagree. Your suit's shit. Aw.
그리고
Besides, if I really wanted to
내가
kill
내 놈을
you...
죽이고자 했다면
Me? Why would you?
내 놈만큼 빠른
I
속도로
have to be
걸어야
able to
하지.
move as fast as you do.
그래야 정확하게
Won't be able to
급소를
get a
비틀
good
수
aim at your
있을
vitals
테니.
otherwise. Ryoshi strode towards him before suddenly breaking into a charging sprint. Bumbo happily stumbled back in terror, but Ryoshi was fast enough to close the distance and press her scabbard into his neck despite the disparity in time. Yeah,
이렇게 말이지.
just like this. Oh, I thought she was actually about to beat the crap out of him with that scabbard.
그러면 범인은 바로
That'd be
류슈민인 걸로
case closed, huh?
사건이
All we have to
종결되었겠네요.
do is to arrest Ryoshun. You scared the heck out of me, Well, I suppose that villain didn't really stab me in the vitals or whatever, But he did appear all of a sudden, just like you did,
그렇구나.
I see, so the killer isn't just running around ripping time away from random people left and right.
처음부터
Yes, the killer was going specifically for that ASS. The void left behind by Sinclair's absence was much bigger than I thought. I meant the annoying, stupid stash. Not having that kid here is frustrating.
그놈이 없으니 영 불편하고.
Aw, look at Ryoshu missing Sinclair. No way, can you think of a single person who hates someone like me, I can think of more than a few. I say that it must have been the work of some bandit who wanted to try on my tailored suit,
아니면
what about your employees? Lady Agatha's book says that to find a culprit, we must find the victim's immediate circle. I have no idea if that book Don Quixote gave us earlier is actually helping, but suppose Elise is a very good page turner. Hong Lu can't seem to be able to tear his eyes away from it. Maybe I should check it out too once we get back to the bus.
그럴 수도 있겠네.
Yeah, that works.
그렇다면
Then
범인은
the culprit
사건이
has to be an employee who is the owner so much enough to try to take his time. Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. That seems quite implausible, as you can see.
뭐야,
What?
저 사람들?
The laborers of this factory,
엄청나게
they are all
느린
working
속도로
so
일하고 있는데?
slowly like they are moving through molasses.
아,
Most factory laborers like them usually live rather short 10-hour days, most of which they spend their factory jobs anyway.
뭐?
What did you say? Listen up, everyone, our output gain saw only 13% growth compared to last month's growth. Have I not impressed upon you how important this is, we'll be falling behind profit margin projection at this rate, Bumble hollers at them in frustration. The laborers, very, very slow, turn their head to look up at the factory owner, even the simplest action taking excruciatingly long time to be completed. Oh, it's impossible to work any faster than... Woo! How bothersome! Less complaining, more assembling. Use your times effectively. Chop, chop, You have no idea how frustrating it has been for me as of late. Did you even know that the next batch of cogs have stopped all of a sudden? We could understand him thanks to the recorder next to us, but everyone out of his earshot would have no chance of understanding whatever he's talking about.
이봐, 범블 씨.
Hey, Mr. Bumble,
알고 있어?
you're talking way too fast for them to understand. You know that. How do you expect them to understand the thing you're saying? So, it's not me who's too fast. It's them who are too slow, Only hustlers and busy bees like myself who make the best of their time can rise above the rest of this chaotic, bustling city,
아니,
What? You know that's a lot of bull. How are they supposed to hustle or make the best of their time when they're practically nailed to the floor? And with that time... Rhodia, hey. I don't know, I don't think someone like him will ever understand what you're talking about. He was born and raised in T-Corp, after all. Hey, assistant. You're a class 5 employee, right? Aren't you supposed to be a big shot? Do you seriously think there's anything normal about all this?
정상?
Normal?
혹시 탐정님들이
Dear
도시의
detectives,
모든 둥지를
do you
유지하고
happen
온
to
거야?
be returning from a
A에서부터
round
Z까지
trip
책임지까지?
across every single nest in the city, all the way from A to Z? Can you confidently say that you have seen all there is to see?
그건
No,
아니지만
really? But
그런 생각은 안
then
해봤어?
give this idea a thought, why don't you?
정상이라는 건 힘겨워하는 자들이
That the
만들어낸
notion
현상일
that
수도
is
있다.
normal is just a mirage conjured by the downtrodden and the suffering.
어떤 둥지든 간에
That
고통은
is to say
존재할
that
거라는 것을
suffering is just a part of this life in the city, regardless of which nest you're in. I don't
적어도
see any suffering in
하루를
that
50시간이나
mug
사는
of
여기
Mr.
범블 씨는
50-hour
고통이란 게
days
없어
right
보이는데.
there.
너무해요.
Such harsh words, I have my share of pain, I'll have you know,
애타게 기다리고
I've been
있는
waiting for
중인데
something to
시간이
get finished for a
너무
while,
짧아서
Do you know how
감질맛이
much pain it
난다고요.
is to wait for something but also have too much time in your day, It's so tedious. Bumble gently fixed his mustache and hair before caressing his expensive coat with care. Now I can read. I'm trying to just do this where I just read everything and then I read chat instead of pausing every time to read chat. I feel like I can expedite my time better. Sorry, I sneezed. Let's see. Love yous and running should die or SMT. Now, okay. So because this thing doesn't shut up, he's living too fast for the pool to understand. Oh yeah, it doesn't tell you. But hard mode of Christmas interval. Oh yeah, I read that part. Imagine having so many extra hours in the day is both very interesting and horrifying, especially since if that doesn't affect things like computers. I think my biggest problem is not even he being faster, is the other people being slower. Like, 24 hours for a lot of people is not enough. And can you imagine in a world where someone has 50 hours and someone has 10 in a day to do stuff? It is nightmarish. It's torture itself, in my opinion. I just had a thought. Time is a concept and I can hate concepts. Could I also kill time? I don't know, because I feel like, let's say, a lot of usually when it comes to abilities and powers, is usually like in like media. The bigger the concept that you're trying to tackle, or the bigger the target, the bigger is the damage that you need to do. You know, like if you're trying to punch a little pebble, the pebble is gonna move. If you try to punch a little rock, it's gonna be a little harder. If you punch a boulder, you're probably gonna break your hand. If you try to punch a mountain, then that's pointless. You get what I'm trying to say? I feel the time as a concept is way too big for your bullet. Just saying. He got away. I'm lurking. Love you, Steffi. Have a good weekend. Thank you for the lurk. I should have taken more time. Bumble is pissing me off. Yoshu has got quite a nice pipe. I'd like to see where I can get one myself in case I lose mine. Annoying stupid stash. Imagine how long this conversation must be for that man. Incredibly tedious. I think like if I had like the time that the guy has, I would probably avoid interacting with people with lower time than I have, because it would be just so annoying to deal with them. But same thing, saying that as is funnier, for sure. Therefore, to put it simply, if it were me, I would also target Bumble. He's really an ass. Maybe that's exactly what the Time Ripper is doing. Maybe the Time Ripper is like a Robin Hood, targeting people that have way too much time. A classic I am successful businessman because I am a talent mindset. Lucky more like God, I have such a cursed nature run. I have almost reached 500 guts. Okay, that's very, very... It doesn't happen often for you to get that much guts. I can imagine. Oh, we're finally gonna be fighting. Okay. The level's a little bit scuffed, isn't it?
일이란 간다.
Yeah,
움직이는
yeah.
재밌겠군.
Lucky, more like
반대로 생각해보면
to call
되겠네요.
me a Robin Hood. Thank you very much. Now you know why I asked that question earlier. I did it with the level 34 Honglu and a support Rhodia. Nice. I feel like technically I would maybe can do with a support Honglu and my Rhodia and just ignore Ryoshu. Maybe we can flip the script on our line of thought.
로자 씨,
What kind of people, Rhodia, do you think hate rich people?
아, 단
Well,
가족은
except
빼고요.
for their families.
만약 제가
If I do
갑자기
ever
일본에서
get
행사를
murdered
하게
under
된다면
mysterious circumstances,
범인은
I'm willing to
분명
bet that
제
is one of
가족
my
중 한
family
명일
members
거예요.
who did me in.
그게
Or
아니라면
Heathcliff.
히스클리프 씨 정도일까요?
I love that he added Heathcliff. I would actually add Ryoshu on that number as well. That's a pretty dark joke.
범블씨를 정확하게 노렸어.
The culprit went straight for Bumble, but his employees literally can't move fast enough to have done that. None of them look like distortions either.
그래.
Yes, if the culprit hiding amongst those slowpokes, Clark would have noticed.
그렇다면 범인은
Then that narrows down the culprit down to someone unrelated to this factory. Someone without much time. Someone who's got a bone to pick against the time rich. Yes, that's my goal. That's my thing.
아니면
Or it could be someone who's unhappy about the state of affairs in the T-Corps. That's why I called the Time Reaper Robin Hood. Maybe it's not that he's trying to steal time. It's that he just wants to, you know, punish the time rich people.
그리고 단테 씨
Also,
말처럼
while
뒤틀리는
Dante could
힘일
be
수도
right
있지만
that
기술청에
this
등록이 안
power
된
was
발명품을
granted by a
가지고 있을지도
distortion,
모르고요.
nothing rules out the possibility that they may be using an unregistered invention.
그렇다면
There may be more than a single culprit then.
한 명이 아닐 수도
More
있다.
than a single culprit, huh?
잠깐,
Wait, I think I know an organization that might fit that exact description.
알고 있는 것 같은데. 에이,
Nah, no way, I doubt it. They don't ever take drastic actions like these anymore. Even back at J-Corp. Well, that's some coincidence, isn't it? I happen to know a group of people just like them. Sometime later, in a certain alleyway,
둥지에 불만이 있는 사람들?
a group of people unhappy with the state of affairs in the nest.
유로 TV를
Perhaps you're looking for the Euro DV?
아, 기억나요.
That rings a bell. Isn't your friend the founder of the organization, Rhodia? Rhodia stopped dead in her track.
유로지비가
The Euro DV.
이곳에도 있어?
Here?
그 단체에 대해 아십니까?
Do you know something about that organization?
여러 둥지에서
I did hear that they've been
활동 중이라
spreading through the nest of
들었습니다.
late,
저희 T사의 모습을
though
드러낸
it
건
hasn't been
비교적
long since
최근이고요.
they started popping up in the T-Corp's borders.
그래서 저
So,
같은 T사
direct
직속
T-Corp
직원들이
employees like
당직에
myself
있어서
have been stationed all over the nest to
대상으로
question any
검문을 하고
suspicious individuals.
지루해 죽겠습니다.
Methinks
같은
it's a
곳에서
real
계속
bother
검문만
standing
하는
guard here. All this stop and search, so tedious.
그
So, what are the Euro DV up to around here?
별별 좀도둑
All
같은
kind of
짓을 다
stuff that
합니다.
petty thieves get up
돈을
to,
훔치거나
stealing things
시간을
like
훔치거나.
time or money.
뭐 가끔
Well, I did
돈도
hear that
시간도
they
없는
also
사람들이
dropped
맡기는
some
사건을 해결해주는
pro bono
탐정업도
detective work
한다고는
for the
하는데.
people who can't afford the time or money to hire people. And
잠깐
wait,
거기 당신
stop right there. You,
왜 그렇게
why are you
불쌍하게
looking
다니는
around all
겁니까?
shifty for?
검문입니다.
It's a stop and search.
아니,
Hey, I'm just trying to walk away from the lady with the cig and the creepy glare.
유로지비는
Where can we find them, Eurodivi?
뭐
Well,
어려울 것도
quite
없죠.
easily. In fact, let's see.
아마.
There, Honglu, setting explosion tore Honglu to shreds as he was speaking around an alleyway. Speak of the devil. Maybe I should have activated their badges earlier. Activate or badges?
아이고, 단테.
Starting off with a bang, huh?
싸움은 제대로
Good
시작도
luck,
안
Dante.
했네. 고생이네. 빨리 살려주자.
Let's bring him back. Gotcha. Turning the clock now.
잠깐
Hey, you can bring him back?
저기다.
There.
저기서
The explosion
설치해놓은
came from that way.
폭탄이
역시 이 시간에 예상대로
They
진수에 나서는군.
watch Chains of T
더러운
Corp
시계줄놈들.
here to collect your filthy dues, eh?
설명할 시간 없는 건 피차 다 아는 것 같으니까.
Okay, no
나중에
time to
얘기하자.
explain, right? Then let's talk about that later. I did okay. Circling back to Rodin's backstory, the Euro DV, huh? Finally, we're harking back to Rhodia.
저희에게도 이런 힘을 베풀어 주시다니.
Maybe you might even
마음씨가
see
넓은
Sony.
분이실까요? 아, 실수로 주셨더라도 상관없어요. 한 번 베푼 이상
날
낙장 불입이랍니다.
정확.
Wait, pretty interesting. Maybe it's someone from the Euro DV that ended up distorting?
아무것도 남지 마라. 차! 샷!
Also, again, distortions tend to be sometimes more incoherent. Oh damn! It's a reindeer honglu. Okay, that was my fault.
저쪽에 비틀거리시는 분이 보이네요.
Okay, I just gotta remember. If I see red, I shouldn't use it.
조심 1번.
지키기 너도 누군가에게 맡겨졌겠지.
다들
지킬 게 많고
첫 여정을 시작했을 때보다 정말 강해지셨네요.
지키기 위해서
매일 보아하는데도 지금은 감회가 새로워요.
조심 1번.
지키기 위해서
Rhoda deserves a better Kanto, so does Ragger. I feel that they are gonna get a, like,
전투가 끝난
because
뒤
imagine
시계를
this.
보여주시지 않으면
Imagine if
치료가 어렵겠어요.
the structure of the future contents is similar to the way it is now. Because, okay, this part of the game is separated into what we expect to be 13 cantos, right? And then we're gonna go to Purgatory. Maybe Purgatory is gonna be structured similarly, but they can go from, you know, random numbers then. It doesn't need to follow the same structure. They can do, you know, probably, like, maybe they can leave Rhodia and Gregor for later
처분당하는 줄 알았.
on those things and give them more development there. Rhodia deserves a, yeah. Actually, for Reindeer Honglu, it's purple that is the issue. Red is good. Are you sure? Oh yeah, you're right. It's the S2s, not the S3. Interesting. Yep. I thought that all of them had their S3 as the big problem. Guess not. Oh god. Really?
일이라면 간다.
여기는 순록 선멸 지역
Sure.
진입했어요.
I'll bring you. My coffee order is here. Nice. Retreat.
이봐 참가상.
Hey, participation trophy. Participation trophy? Is he talking to me?
아까 그거 어떻게
How on earth did you do that earlier? Tick tock, tick tock, and voila! It seems to me that you rewound the time and unwound your friends. I never seen a tech that could rewind time like that. Well, that's trade secret. Ask and you shall receive. Pain.
신기하네.
Fascinating.
너희는
Are
시간이
you
묻지 않아?
terrified of time?
격리되지 않은 공간에서
As far as I'm
한
aware,
개의
there's
시간을 따로 되돌리는 방법 같은 게
practically
없어?
no way to rewind time for a singular entity that exists in an open, enclosed area. Either that or my study didn't reach as far as I thought it did. Wait, no. That's actually a very serious problem then. I was very desperate, you know? It's very unlikely that I missed anything. You know, what else is serious problem? The fact that we're wasting time chatting about insane stuff while they're getting away. Come on, Dante. Hold on, insane stuff? This is extremely serious. Its importance is absolutely incomparable to what amounts to arresting a few small fry revolutionaries. If it were a true resurrection, then the head wouldn't been able. They would have been after your heads after. So I doubt that's what this is. Then it must have been something to do with time manipulation. I'm certain of it. Maybe it works like the same mechanisms as the TT2 protocol under the hood. No, works only with isolated enclosures. It can rewind the time in a singular individual. I believe the TT2 protocol is what was used in lobotomycorporation, right? To rewind every time that it was needed. Perhaps they were drawing time from elsewhere to inject into their live stream. Seems a tad more plausible. If you're actually rewinding their time, then the visual elements of that process would manifest in a vastly different manners. I suppose this means it can't really rewind or skip time either. Am I right? Can't just say that that gibberish and expect me to be able to. The process also seemed to involve a great degree of pain. Oh well, it seems to be in bad taste to say that it's a good news, but I suppose I can say that what I'm about to tell you is somewhat auspicious. I was going to get into a nitty-gritty only if we had to venture in one of more dangerous places like the back streets. Here we go. Check the other side of the badges. There should be a small clockwork knob attached to your badges in there. Mind rotating it for me? The Class 5 member jabbed an endless zapping between numerous subjects within a matter of seconds before reaching out and pointing at the badges we were wearing. Not officers specializing in investigations are strong enough to defend themselves in emergencies. That is why the special investigator badges are all equipped with the same special function that goes into suits that higher-ranking staff members of T-Corp wear. It's called Golden Time. If you keep the clockwork wound, it will automatically speed up the body's natural regeneration process as soon as it detects that the wearer is at risk of death. It's nothing compared to what you're capable of, but it's quite something, isn't it? So I don't actually have to turn the clock myself. Of course, it takes some time for it to refill once its charge is spent. If you ever run out of the issues, then I suppose it all comes down to you. Participation trophy. You have to take one for the team and bring them all back yourself. You're willing to do that, but not willing to help us before we get torn to shreds, huh? I prefer that. Good. Ready? Let's go after them. Sometime later. Where did they run off to? I'm pretty sure they came this way. No more tracks. We wasted too much time on his boring lectures. Hey assistant, are you sure it's okay for you to just saunter behind us like you're out on a picnic? Why would I? I hate running. It's literally your job to arrest EuroDV, isn't it? Is it though? My job at this precise moment is to keep my eyes on you and your investigation regarding the killing time. Not making EuroDV arrest. But if you're a T-Corp employee, okay, fine. Let's say that I decide to run instead of walk and help to capture those EuroDV rascals. What then? Will T-Corp suddenly stop having problems just because they're gone? Will this place suddenly transform into some kind of humanitarian paradise? Not to mention that, as long as their leader runs free, they'll be back before you know it. Excuses, then KTA. If we don't kill them all, that only opens up room for worse. If we do kill them all, that only opens up room for more worse syndicates to take their place. If that happens, that collector friend from earlier might end up suffering from something much worse than having to stop and search random passerbys. Not to mention that I'll be getting muscle cramps from all the running. That's besides, isn't your friend one of them? Weird, I thought you wouldn't want me to arrest them. Right, I thought Rodeo would be a bit happier to be reunited with EuroDV. Well, since it looks like the trail's gone cold, let's go back to the stop and search lady and ask if she noticed anything suspicious since we left.
그래.
Fine. The T-Corp employee we met earlier was still standing completely inert, not moving a muscle.
딱하게도
Poor
이
woman,
늦은
I can't
시간까지
believe
당직
she's
중이신가
still on duty
보네요.
in such a late hour.
직장인의 인생이란 그런 거니까.
Such is the life of a laborer.
아니, 이
No, they got her.
다
I can't even hear her breathing.
시간 살인마의 수법이네요.
That's the Time Reaper's MO. The Time Reaper got her that fast.
정지 상태.
She's in a state of absolute stillness.
손에 피를
A
묻히지
death-like
않아도
state achieved without a
죽음의
symbol of
상태로
blood on
만든다.
their hands. What a
결벽적인 예술.
misophobic art. I like that she's just buffing smoke.
저희에겐
Though she
비록
may be in a
멈춘
state of
것처럼 보이지만
stasis of those us watching from the outside, for her this must be as brief as a blink of an eye.
범인은 그 많은
What do you
시간들을
think the
어디에
culprit's
쓰려는
trying to
걸까요?
do with all this, with all that time?
우와, 이것 봐.
Okay,
시공간
sorry.
전이 중첩 현상이 일어나고 있나 봐. 만져지지가 않아.
Guys, this is a crime scene. Let's try not to touch the body, the victim. Whoa, look! There must be some sort of spatial-temporal displacement superposition phenomenon going on here. She's entirely incorporeal.
아니, 이 와중에 무슨
Is
감상
seriously the time to... Rhodia, there, up ahead! I whipped around, noticing the now familiar sensation of a distortion, and caught a brief glimpse of a suspicious figure slowly slipping into the fog.
거기 멈춰.
You, stop! Ryoshuu, think you can catch up?
사냥개 역할은
I'm not your
사장.
hunting dog, but sure, I'll entertain you, just this once.
우와, 제법
Well, she's
봐.
pretty fast.
료슈
Ryoshuu sure moves fast when she finds something interesting.
너희처럼 앞만 보면
It's been a while since I've seen people like you. The kind who sprints forward with their eyes fixed on the horizon.
여기 사람들은
Here everyone only ever looks down, their necks bent and gaze locked to the ground, watching their own feet that they take halting steps.
아마 사람들이
I
고개를
suppose
들더라고는
they only
시계를
ever
볼
look
때
up to
뿐일 거야.
check the time on the clock towers.
옛날에는
But there must have been a time where and when everyone walked tall.
나
I think I know why that is.
무기력해져서 그래.
It's because they all learned helplessness.
숨이 가쁘도록
Because they
뛰어가도
realized that even if they ran until their legs burst, nothing will change. That it doesn't matter.
아무래도
Yeah,
메르소
not
씨처럼
everyone can run like
균일한
Marceau.
호흡법을 익히는 건 힘들
Learning to
테니까요.
maintain a stable breathing rhythm is not easy.
그런
Not what I'm talking about. Wait, take a closer look at her face. Remember? It's the same face she was making earlier when she shouted, "It's a stop and search."
그러게.
Yeah, maybe she saw someone suspicious approach them from a stop and search and got ambushed.
물어보자.
We should ask her when she recovers.
언제 돌아오실진
We don't know when she'll recover. Sometime later. Catch.
받아라.
Are you sure you captured him alive?
저기 류슈.
Hey, Ryoshuu. Doesn't he kind of look a bit different from the mysterious person that got away? Clearly he's wearing something different.
그리고 이 사람은
Besides, he's one of the Euro DV we already ran into.
옷차림 따위
Those are just
껍데기.
husks that can cast off at any moment.
이놈.
He started running as soon as our eyes met.
어이,
Hey, rise and shine. Oh, I'm the suspicious one. Anyone would run if you someone like you start sprinting after them with that big sword in your hands. I have many ways to crush the truth out of you.
여러 가지가 있지. 첫째,
First, no dismembering. This is the DV turf. You soon regret dragging me down here. I prepared a secret weapon just for this occasion. Watch out! But nothing happened. What was that? One of the 5 greatest inventions of the Euro DVT Corp branch, the portable adjustable frequency periodical lightning apparatus attachment sound wave generator. This will call every single Euro DV in its range to its exact location.
아, 발명가들은 보통 저게 문제야.
There, see what I mean?
길게 짓는다니까.
See the problem prevalent amongst the inventors? They never know when to stop when it comes to naming their inventions.
내 뒤통수를
You paid
후린
dearly
대가는
for smacking me in the back of my noggin.
만만치 않다는 걸.
That's a very long name. Okay, let me read the messages. Sorry, guys. Uh, calling Dante participation trophy is
저희에게도
wild.
이런 힘을 베풀어 주시다니
TTC was used, I'm
마음씨가
pretty
너무
sure. Yep.
높으실까요?
Oh no,
실수로
Reindeer
주셨더라도
Honglu. Okay.
상관없어요.
Hey Apple, question. Is Agnes Tachyon
베풀면
better as a late
약간
surger or
그립이랄까?
pace chaser? I don't know. I don't have Agnes Tachyon. Never run with her. I believe she is front runner or pace chaser, if I'm not mistaken. But all for long runs, if I'm not mistaken as well. Anyway, Apple will be dipping. See you later. I will be streaming myself later today. Awesome. See you later, Sin Systems. Cat Doodly, guys, I think it's time to kill time. Yes. Got him. Her, I don't care. I got him anyway. Frey and are grabbing lunch. They're in the area. Nice. But hello, Cat Doodly. How are you doing? But yes, it's time for me to time kill time.
날카롭고 정확하게.
휘말리기 싫으면 비켜! 다들 첫 여정을 시작했을 때보다
지키기
정말
위해서.
강해지셨네요.
What are the reindeer supposed to be?
매일 보아왔는데도 지금은 감회가 새로워요.
Okay, I have 12 charge, so I can use the purple first.
집속불 뇌파 충전.
지키기 위해서. 지키기 위해서. 차라리
아, 여기선 이런 공격이 잘 먹히는군요.
Poor Yoshu, she has no chance.
이건 치명상이네요. 전투가 끝난 뒤 시계를 돌려주시지 않으면 치료가 어렵겠어요. 제발 조용히. 그렇네요. 분노라는 건 이런 감정이었죠.
Nope.
마음 깊은 곳에서 타올라 불길처럼 번져나가는. 아직 드러내는 건 서툴지만 놓아버려선 안 되겠죠? 언젠가 맞서야 할 때 물러서지 않으려면요.
날카롭고 정확하게. 차라리
I already picked Face Chaser. Agnes has a C in front runner. She also seems to want to be a late surger too, with one of her debuff skills. Then make her that. That could be good.
한결 낫네요. 한결 낫네요.
예전보다 많이 나아진 것
Yay.
같다. 나도. 그러고 보니까 그 환상체 이제 가오를 내려준 아이가
Okay,
없어졌지.
let me get me something
다시
to drink because yeah,
관리를 맡겨주지.
so much dialogue. Be right back.
자,
의뢰가 들어왔나요?
닥쳐라, 대파. 누굴 팰지 내가 정한다.
저희에게도 이런 힘을 베풀어 주시다니 마음씨가 넓은 분이실까요?
이놈들을 너무 오래
아,
보고 있지 마.
실수로 주셨더라도
홀려버려도
상관없어요.
보여주지 않을 텐.
한 번 베푼 이상 낙장 불입이랍니다. 이리로 와.
차라리 아무것도 남지 마라.
으타! 먹어 치워라.
다들 첫 여정을 시작했을 때보다 정말 강해지셨네요. 매일 보아왔는데도 지금은 감회가 새로워요.
날카롭고 정확하게.
앞.
지키기 위해서. 지키기 위해서.
그만둘 생각이 없어 보이네요. 저분이 포기하지 않는 건 악에 바친 고집 때문일까요? 아니면 차마
대가리
내려놓을
딱
수 없는
떼도
자신만의 이유
지키기 위해서.
때문일까요?
지금이다. 내 죄는
아,
내가 알아서
여기선
처리.
이런 공격이 잘 먹히는군요. 이 풍진 세상에서 힘껏 살아가느라 이런 식으로 치고 보이게 걸어두는 거 아니에요? 이제 모든 짐 놓으셨으니 그 끝에 고요한 휴식이 있기를.
대가리 딱 떼도
어라? 치명상이네요. 전투가 끝난 뒤 시계를 돌려주시지 않으면 치료가 어렵겠어요.
너를 구하러 오겠다는 사람은 없더라고.
그렇네요. 분노라는 건 이런 감정이었죠. 마음 깊은 곳에서 타올라
날카롭고
불길처럼 번져나가.
정확하게.
아직 드러내는 건 서툴지만
차라리
놓아버려서는 안 되겠죠?
아무것도
언젠가
남지
불사할
마라.
때 물러서지 않으려면요.
차라리 아무것도 남지 마라. 너도 누군가에게 맡겨졌겠지. 이렇게 찾아졌잖아.
겉에 더 먹어치워라.
이 풍진 세상에서 힘껏 살아가느라 수고 많으셨어요.
날
이제 모든 짐 놓으셨으니
정확하다. 나도
그
지킬
끝에
게
꼭
많거든.
휴식이 있기를.
나도 지킬 게 많거든.
착각하지 마라. 해파 겉에 내 놈들 덕분에 내가 강해진 게 아니다. 내가 강하기에 내 놈들을 휘두른 거지.
열쇠가
일이란 간다.
진리를 열기 위해.
결국 이곳까지 찾아냈네. T사의 더러운 시계줄들과 그냥 시계.
당연하지. 나는 명탐정이니까.
맞아요. 우리는 명탐정이에요.
아지트를 발각당한 건 뼈아픈 실책이지만 그래도 너희들이 그렇게 강해 보이진 않아. 우리가 익숙한 공간에서 싸움을 걸다니 그만한 각오는 되어 있는 거겠지?
상관없어. 우리에겐 무려 5등급 직원이 있으니까. 그치?
그 복장, 여유 넘치는 태도. 이걸로 알 수 있는 사실은 저 사람이 진짜 5등급 직원일 확률이 높다는 점과 이 누추한 아지트에 5등급 시계줄을 데려온 너희에게 양심이 없다는 점이겠지.
여기서 양심이 왜 나와?
양심은 모르겠지만 누추하긴 하네요.
아, 그럼 공평하게 이렇게 하자. 나는 빠질게. 아무래도 내가 싸우면 반칙이 되어버리잖아. 그건 공평하네. 제안을 받아들이겠어.
저희에게도 이런 힘을 베풀어 주시다니 마음씨가 넓은 분이실까요? 아, 실수로 주셨더라도 상관없어요. 한 번 베푼 이상 낙장 불입이랍니다. 어두운 무지를 열어줬지요. 비록 함께 전장에 나서는 건 아니지만 저희를 이끌어주는 건 단테님만 할 수 있는 일이에요. 이번에도 분명 원하시는 길로 저희를 잘 이끌어 주시겠죠?
누군가에겐 아껴졌겠지만 차라리 아무것도 남지 마라.
다들 첫 여정을 시작했을 때보다 정말 강해지셨네요.
차라리
매일 보아하는데도
아무것도 남지 마라.
감회가 새로워요. 아, 여기선 이런 공격이 잘 먹히는군요. 깊게 닫힌 지성을 직접 밝게 열어젖힌다. 이 풍진 세상에서 힘껏 살아가느라 수고 많으셨어요. 이제 모든 짐 놓으셨으니 그 끝에 고요한 휴식이 있기를.
날카롭고 정확하게. 나도 지킬 게 많거든. 나도 지킬 게 많거든.
밝게 열어젖힌다. 깊게 닫힌 밝게 열어젖힌다.
벌써 부서졌나? 쓸모가 없고.
이 풍진 세상에서 힘껏 살아가느라 수고 많으셨어요. 이제 모든 짐 놓으셨으니 그 끝에 고요한 휴식이 있기를. 어두운 무지를 열어젖히라.
지키기 위해서. 너도 누군가에겐 아껴졌겠지만
이건 치명상이네요. 전투가 끝난 뒤 시계를 돌려주시지 않으면 치료가 어렵겠어요.
지키기 너도 누군가에겐 아껴졌겠지만
직접 하! 열어드리죠. 그렇네요. 분노라는 건 이런 감정이 있죠. 마음 깊은 곳에서 타올라 불길처럼 번져나가는. 아직 드러내는 건 서툴지만 놓아버려선 안 되겠죠? 언젠가 맞서야 할 때 물러서지
조심.
않으려면요.
1번.
직접 하! 열어드리죠. 밝게 열어젖힌다. 밝게 열어젖힌다.
지키기 위해서. 차라리 예전보다 많이 나아진 것 같다. 나도. 그러고 보니까 그 환상체 이제 가호를 내려준 아이가 없어졌지? 다시 관리를 맡겨주실까? 에고 침식도 양호. 아마도.
저희에게도 이런 힘을 베풀어 주시다니 마음씨가 넓은 분이실까요? 아, 실수로 주셨더라도
네,
상관없어요. 한 번
정확하게.
베푼 이상 낙장 불입이랍니다.
아무것도 남지 마라.
아, 여기선 이런 공격이 잘 먹히는군요. 어라? 이건 치명상이네요. 전투가 끝난 뒤 시계를 돌려주시지 않으면 치료가 어렵겠어요.
날카롭고 정확하게.
다들 첫 여정을 시작했을 때보다 정말 강해지셨네요. 매일 보아왔는데도
물감을 준비하고
저분은 어디 아프신 걸까요? 아까랑 다르게 기운이 없어 보여요.
전투 응대에 나섭니다.
기쁨이란
Hey.
건
Oh, I
이런 사소한
think
일에도
my mic
스매시
was muted. That's why whenever you mentioned Apple locked in, I was like,
업무가 일찍 끝날 것
oh,
같은
I'm not that focused. I'm talking casually, so I don't know how much you guys didn't hear. Anyways, little did Time Ripper know I had called elite authorities on his exact location. I think you could just run away, isn't it right? Just a simple dilly-dally. Nothing more.
날카롭고
Yeah, apparently it was muted.
정확하게.
Not anymore though. We're fine.
즉시 꿈을 꾸러 가도록 영원한 잠으로 인도하리.
Lucky people realize whenever I grow too quiet.
영원한 잠으로 인도하지.
차라리
이 풍진 세상에서 힘껏
Damn.
살아가느라 수고 많으셨어요. 이제 모든 짐
But
놓으셨으니
okay,
그
I'm curious. How do an abnormality and a distortion get to meet each other? Like, how? Not like you're just walking around T Corp and you just randomly find their free shoots. And vice versa.
귀찮게 끌지 말지. 어라? 저쪽에 비틀거리시는 분이 보이네요. 이만 편히 눕혀드릴까요?
How? Care to elaborate?
정확하게.
물감을 준비하고 즉시 꿈을 꾸러 가도록
기쁨이란 건 이런 사소한 일에도 슬며시 따라오나 봐요. 모두가 노력한
전투
덕분에
응대에 나섭니다.
업무가 일찍 끝날 것 같은 지금처럼 말이에요. 비록 함께 전장에 나서는 건 아니지만 저희를 이끌어주는 건 단테님만 할 수 있는 일이에요.
It's actually called Red Bullet on free shoot.
영원한 잠으로
That location, whoopsies. You know that cursed bullet don't hurt me, right? So we're just gonna avoid exactly how you guys met. We quickly moved our conversation into the hideout after defeating the Euro DV members. Ugh. Tracking the same person you were. Okay. Sure. To claim their bones, you used my flesh. Hello. Person that claims bones. Abnormalities are born from the collective human consciousness. Some of them are natural born, leaving the outskirts. If an abnormal is roaming the city, then that means someone let them out. Exactly. And T-Corp. And they happen to target the same thing. And befriended. Gah!
순순히
Surrender and come fast.
자백해라. 살려놓는
Starting to
인물을
run low on
감기해라.
patience. Might heal you soon. No. Looks like Ryoshi's getting tired of playing detective.
항복이라면
He
이미
surrendered
했어.
already. Not sure what you want us to confess either.
자백하라는 건지 모르겠네.
Would you like for us to confess that we're the Eurodv or something? We hesitated, unsure if he really was clueless or not. That's when Rhodia confidently strode forward and pointed an accusatory finger at the Eurodv captain.
자,
Right,
너희는 평소에
questioning
이
time.
통지를 마음에
You've
안
always
들어하지?
hated this nest state of affairs, am I right? But you really ask.
기술청에 등록도 안
You
한
like
번역품들을
inventing stuff and not
만들고
registering them to the tech agency, don't you? Again, must you really inquire about something you could discern simply by looking around?
알수 있지 않아?
나
Oh, mind if I take a gander at these inventions?
잠깐.
Wait, don't just go around touching. Oh, I see. This hedgehog toy is a time bomb disguised as a stuffy. It scans the palm as soon as it enters within a certain proximity range, and if it doesn't recognize the palm as an authorized individual, it shoots out its spines to penetrate the intruder. But if screw the parts too tightly down here, you do well to remember that mechanical engineering isn't about tightening the screws as hard as you can. Sometimes you need a slightly loose screw or two to make things fit better. And another thing, if I were you, I wouldn't make the spine holes hexagon shaped, not circular. You could tell all that from a quick look. You're certainly no common employee.
평범한 직원은 아닌 것 같네. 아무튼
Either way, most of those experiments incomplete products. In truth,
더 위험하고
In truth,
파괴적인
you like
발명품들도
making
만들기도
more
하고.
dangerous, destructive inventions too, right? You're really a persistent one, aren't you?
그래서
What are you getting
뭘
at?
말하고 싶은 거지?
그러다가 시간까지
I
통째로
am
가져가는
sure those
발명품을
violent
만들었을
inventions
테고.
eventually led to something that can completely rip someone's time away.
뭐
Wait, I am what?
시간 살인
The
시간의
culprit
범인.
behind the case of time-killing time.
너희들이지?
It's you guys, right?
극단적인 방법을 써서라도 마음에 안
What you
드는
do,
일단
isn't it?
부수고 보는 거 아니야?
You see something that rubs it the wrong way, so you go ahead and smash it to bits.
비약이 심하네.
That's a bit logical, Leap, isn't it?
우리
Who do you
유로십에
think we
뭐라고
are
생각하는
Euro
거야?
DVR?
당신 친구가 예전에 꽤 화끈하게
Sounds like
지내나 봐.
this, this spell of yours is the Euro DV really messed up big time in the past, huh? Did he do something drastically violent?
아니야.
No, Sonia, he
그럴듯한 말을 늘어놓는
he
건
always
잘했어.
knows how to say the right
많은
things,
사람들이 그의 언변을
things to
감동하고
get
던졌지.
people to agree with him, to convince them to join his cause.
그의 말을 듣고 있으면
His words
세상을
filled
바꾸는
me
거지.
with
정말
this
사탕을
confidence
먹는 것처럼 쉽게
that we could
느껴졌어.
really change the world. That it really was as effortless as letting candy slowly melt away in my mouth.
하지만 그애가
But
뭘 바꿀
what
수
could he
있겠어?
possibly do to change the world? He doesn't even do anything. Not like these guys. I bet the T-Corp Euro DV are nothing more than knockoffs who just found themselves inspired by the stories coming out of J-Corp or...
아까부터
It's
제대로 추리하는
absolutely
게 하나도
baffling
없잖아.
how you failed to correctly deduce a single
우리는
thing.
이름만 흉내내지
No,
않았어.
we're not
그리고
knockoffs. Besides,
승자님은
the
이미
Saint has
많은 걸
already brought
바꾸셨지.
many changes to this world.
너
Changes
같은
that you
일개
mere
탐정이
detectives can't even
꿈꾸지
dream
못할
of.
정도로 많은 걸.
성자?
The Saint?
그래,
Indeed, Saint Sonia was the one that really sparked the fire of the Euro DV in Evernest.
가장 큰 공을
Well,
세우셨지.
that isn't the only reason they call him the Saint.
성자라고 불리는
But
건
that's besides the point.
단지 그 이유 때문만은 아니지만
유로지비를
Euro DV in
모든
Evernest?
정지로?
Sonia did that?
소냐.
소냐님의
Since you
친구로
claim to
보니
be
좀 더
Saint Sonia's
확실히
friend,
말하지.
allow me to say it with
우리
uncertain
유로집에는
terms.
관련
The Euro
없어.
DV has nothing to do with your case.
소냐가
Sonia, he...
그게 사실이라는
How are you
걸
supposed to
어떻게 믿지?
take you at your word?
우선
First, we don't have the time-killing technology. We can seal time or timepieces, but it's practically impossible to kill time. Making something so absurd would surely catch the tax agency attention.
그런 걸 말.
And this is trouble that I am not willing to invite.
왜?
Why?
지금도 꽤
Certainly been causing a ruckus here. Isn't that what the Euro DV wants? Yes. Please don't compare us to the likes of the Backstreet gangs. Though there are those among us who want chaos, of course.
지금은
One of our
유로지구를
former
떠났지만
members insisted that we must take the abundance of time in T-Corp for ourselves and have our comrades divided in equally among us.
하지만
But such drastic
그래선
action
가지지
would
못한
also
자에게
hurt the
피해를
have-nots,
주겠지.
those who do not
그러니
deserve such
우리는
pain. So we must adhere to the saint's teachings. To truly tear out the throats of the rich, we must wait for the right moment.
완벽한 때를.
적당한 때.
The right moment. Ah, so it really
정말
was
쓸모가
Sonia.
들은 거란 거잖아.
So I've been wondering,
아까부터
are you
궁금했던
really the
건데.
saint's friend?
정말 성전인가 친구인가?
그럼요.
Of course she is. He even invited her to join his journey. Why don't we leave for now? We can always come back here once we uncover more evidence.
단테 씨가 돌아가자고
Dante says let's
하시네요.
leave for now.
잡아가지 않아도 돼?
Are we not arresting
잡고지
them?
않으면 산소리
Didn't
했었잖아.
didn't one of you give me a whole lecture about how is my job to arrest them? Brody ignored the assistant's questions and turned around to leave the hideout, wearing a dark expression, something I had never seen from her before. The assistant shrugged, and we were about to leave the hideout as well, but the EuroDV captain stopped us.
기다려.
Wait, if you really are friends of the saint, then I can't let you leave without giving you some advice as a more experienced detective. I was able to establish a few things from this conversation, so allow me to share them with you.
아, 그러네.
Right, you
너는
dabble in
한다고
detective
했지.
work from time to
그래서
time as well, yes? Is this a common thing that you or DV get up to?
아니.
No, only the EuroDV branch of District 20 do. Anyway, if I were you, I would start by looking for a common thread that ties all victims together. Find out what they have in common.
그건
Why? The T-Corp collection agency knows everything about time. Where it comes from, where it goes. But not with this case.
지금은 그걸 몰라서 범인을 잡지 못하고 있는 거고.
하지만 유로지
But
분들도
if they know everything about coming and goings of time, how are you avoiding their eyes?
잡혀가는
Not all
사람들이
of us do. I can tell you more, however.
둥지
Just know that we have an ace up our sleeve that let us continue our guerrilla activities in this nest.
아무튼
Anyways, does it
흔적도
not
없이
strike
시간을
you as
잘라낼 수
odd
있는
that
수단이 있는
someone
거고.
with such impressive technology that can quite literally rip away time without a trace, the killer seems unusually passive?
분명 조건이
This tells
있는
me
거지.
that there is a condition they must
신범이라고도 볼 수
first
있겠지.
meet to use their
그런
powers.
신범들은
Another possibility is
진도
that they
눈에
have a
띄는
certain
흔적을
creed
보거든.
or a belief system that they follow, but ideologically motivated culprits usually leave behind more obvious evidence that points to their belief.
아, 듣고 보니
I
맞는
think
말
that
같네.
adds up nicely.
저희
Wanna join our
탐정관이
squad
새로
of ace
들어오셨나?
detectives? Who the hell
그걸
hired
탐정들은
these
대체 누가 보는
bumbling
거야?
team of amateur detective wannabes?
아,
Never mind. Now, would you kindly leave this place? Well, we know where the EuroDV are. We can always come back here if we ever need anything else. Okay, because the time reaper, huh? Yes, hot dog. Anyway, Esquire, I must MD grind. So long, Apple Tree. So long, Wisdom Deck. Have a good one with your MDs.
나쁘지 않은 움직임이었어. 이제 다른 쪽 집안일로 돌아가지.
We're finally getting somewhere, you know. 5 more stages, and we're done.
자, 저쪽은 죽어도
Well
안
then,
되게
the
나가고
EuroDV
있는
is
시간
swearing
쓰는
up and
거지.
down that they've got
어떤
nothing to do with the
얘기하면
case,
되는데?
and the Time Reaper is still at large. What now, Ace Detectives?
하지만
But
당장
we
수사한
don't
건
have
저들밖에
any other
없잖아.
leads. The one we
그냥 또
talked
아직
about
나갔으니까
left the hideout, so
쫓아가
why
보는
don't we
건데?
just follow him? You want to tail that EuroDV?
체포 안 한 김에
Well,
비난하는 것도
looks like
괜찮은 의견
not
같은데?
arresting them may pay off after all. I think it's a fair suggestion.
시간 낭비.
Waste of time.
한 명씩
We
좁히는
should
게 더
torture them
빠르지.
one by one until someone breaks.
여기 애거
According to
사람의
page
책
155 of Lady Agatha's
탐정은
book,
잠복 근무를
an ace
게을리하지
detective
말아야
must always
한대요.
remain vigilant and not shy away from stakeouts. I love steak. You're already on page 155?
아,
Don Quixote gave us
감정이 되라고 준
gave us
책이에요.
this book so we can
틈틈이
all
읽고
become ace
있어요.
detectives. I've been reading it whenever I can.
유로지비가
A Euro
시간
TV
도둑질 같은 걸
pretty
한다면
time theory, petty
세상이
time
바뀌진
theory
않을 거야.
won't change the world.
그렇게 생각해서
Is that
저들을
why you're
체포하지
letting them
않는 것
go?
같은데?
Because it doesn't matter?
아니야.
No, not at
정확히
all.
반대인
It's
걸.
the opposite, in fact.
나는
I
바뀌는
want to
걸
see
보고
things
싶어.
change.
바뀌는 걸?
Change?
유로지비는
It
처음엔
is
아무도
said
봐주지
that the Euro
않고
TV started from a small group of nobodies, but they kept at it, slowly but surely spreading through the city. I heard that they've been causing some real trouble in some nests. That they did find it difficult to get rid of them. Do you know what people have been saying here at T Corp? Running low on time, but burning full of frustration, they come join the Euro TV. Unlike most people who accept injustices and move on, they don't. They refuse to turn a blind eye, confident and determined that they will one day bring real change to the city. I can see Mr. Assistant ended joining the Euro TV. It's only natural that I find them extremely fascinating to witness to what end do their desperate desire of aspirations lead.
그래봤자
Nothing but impotent squirmings.
저기
I'm sorry, do any of you
전에
even give a
진지하게
damn
사건을
about
해결하고
solving the
싶은 사람이
case?
있긴 하는 거야?
이 사건
This case
파괴적인
has a certain destructive aesthetic to it.
실시하지
I
않아서
like
마음에
it.
드는군.
저는
I'm following my family's elders' words to see and experience as much of the world as I can before I return, because their words better be followed. Sounds excruciatingly bothersome.
세상엔 멋대로
So many
가족이라고
things in this world
지내는
presume
것들이
that they
많아.
deserve to call themselves family. I never heard you talk like that, Ryoshu.
그런 어중간한
Well,
마음으로
what will you ever accomplish
대체
with such half-heartedness?
뭘 해결할 수 있겠어?
괜찮아.
Don't worry about it.
대부분이 어중간한
Most
마음으로
people
살아.
live on with that
나도
very
간절하게
half-heartedness.
되게 오래전이거든.
It's been eons since I really desired something with all my heart, you know?
아니야.
No,
대부분이 아니야.
I'm not most people. I am. From the distance, loud and rapid footsteps broke through Rhodia's quiet whispers. I knew the culprit was a EuroDV. They're here.
나타났나 보군.
Wouldn't give them as the zip this time.
쫓아가 볼까?
Okay, let's go. Maybe we'll catch them this time if we learn to breathe like Marceau Ryoshu.
이번엔 잡을 수.
Rhodi, let's. Rhodia came to a sudden stop and looked at me, staring at me from underneath the shadow cast over her eyes.
단테
Dante,
있잖아.
do you think it would have been any different if I
내가 만약 그때까지 뭔가 바뀌었을까?
followed Sonia back at the casino? Why do you ask?
아니.
I
그냥
mean, it's just
내가 멈춰 있는
watching
사이에
Sonia goals actually start to
소니가
take
이론으로
shape
보이는 것들이 보이니까
while it's stagnated,
뭔가
unchanging. It's making me feel. Rhodia hesitated.
묘하네.
Odd. An odd impression. Yeah, I feel like Rhodia was very sure that Sonia wasn't gonna able to achieve much with his beliefs and the way that he was doing stuff. But now that she's hearing that the Euro DV is spreading and actually thriving, she was like, maybe it was the right thing to join them. State, holy shit, autocorrect.
늦었다.
Okay, let
시계.
me read what you guys said before I continue. Anyways, going with today, Ben Ripper kills the 1,000 claimers of bones, 10,000. Steak is good, and I still can probably taste it. Free service to anyone, who can bring my sense of taste back. I'm sorry. I feel like how they expect players to remember the Euro DV after Sonya not being mentioned again until now reminding you about the Euro DV. I think the name by itself might be a little odd, but as soon as like we mention Sonya or Rhodia or anything like that, I think like now you gotta keep in mind that there might be like I don't know the time lag between someone that started Limbus Company to this point. So because I've been playing Limbus all in this same year, but probably Kanto 2 was released many moons ago. So I believe a lot of people could have forgotten it by now. I have returned with the power in my house and a full stomach. Oh, nice, Kukumo. What did you eat? Welcome back. It's time. How we are at Rodian's second canto already. Really deserving of her second canto for sure. Even though, again, she's just reminiscing if she should have gone with Sonia or not. This is again more about like Sonia than Rhodia itself. You're late, clock. The two seniors had a head start, but it didn't take very long before we caught up to them and saw them quietly leaning behind cover.
저희가 먼저 앞으로 가서 주의를
Go
끌게요.
ahead and draw their attention.
이쪽으로 놈을
We
몰아낼 수
should be
있을
able to
거예요.
corner them in this direction. Since Ryoshimu and Honglu are out there to draw the culprit here, we just have to do our part and capture them.
그러게.
Yeah. What's wrong, Rhodia?
소녀를
Because
생각하면
every time I think about Sonia, can you stop? It's not like anything's gonna change.
내가 해내지 못했던
I remember
것들이
all the things that I couldn't do. That's all. Rhodia, no, I'm not gonna let this drag me down. I just gotta do what I can at this moment, right? Wouldn't be so nice if the culprit showed up right now so we can get my hands on them and get this over with? All this waiting around is getting me so tedious. Hopefully you'll look real badass when I arrest them.
회복이 빠르네.
Certainly
좋은
recover quick.
마음가짐이야.
Now that's a good attitude to have.
원래 감정이란 게
Well,
그렇잖아.
you know, it ain't,
시대대로 바뀌기도 하고 그러는 거지.
ain't that how emotions are supposed to be? Constantly changing with time, you know?
그런가?
Is it
난
now?
다르게 생각해.
Don't quite agree.
시간에
Emotions
따라서
don't
감정이
change with
변하는 게 아니야.
time.
감정이 변하니까
I'd say that changing emotions are what drive the flow of time.
어려운 말을
That
하네.
sounds that's some complicated stuff.
지금은 단지
I just
유로집이
can't
있는
wait to
거문을
hear all the praises they'll sing me once I snag this Eurodivy rascal, that's all.
난
You know, I wanna be an ace detective.
기회를 주시.
Then you shall have your chance. Huh?
모두의
A
칭찬.
chance for you to be the center of attention. A subject of praise.
흩날리는 코트,
That long coat,
모자,
that hat.
당신이
You're Rhodia, Dante, the culprit ran that way.
시간 살인마구나.
You're the time ripper.
맞아.
Correct. This isn't good. It'll take a while for Honglu and Rosha to get here.
다만
Before we get down to business, allow me to make a few corrections.
있고 하나.
One, I am no longer bound to an organization like the Eurodivy.
되어 있지 않다.
By the way, you gotta like the drip. I like the shiny outfit.
오히려
In fact, I found their hypocrisy detestable. Did you know that even the Eurodivy do not use their hours equally amongst one another? That's why I have chosen action.
둘.
2. I am not killing time. It will not compare my crusade to something so hollow.
죽어가는 시간들을
I merely reaped the dying hours to share amongst those who need it most. So, my guess is the Time Reaper might be, again, a member of the Eurodivy that was just, probably, my guess, it was someone from T-Corp that joined the Eurodivy, but didn't actually saw the changes that they wanted to see inside the organization. And then they probably just started right after.
차라리 날
You may call me Time Saint instead. What
뭐라는
the hell are you
거야?
talking about?
쓸데없는
Shut up and
너희들을 전혀
all this
바라보지
is
못해.
flying over your head, isn't it? Your poor little thing, starved for even a morsel of praise.
이건 너희의
This is
무지에
both
대한
correction of your ignorance and our final warning.
우리를 주는 마지막 경고다. 나를
If you wish to capture me, no, us,
우리를
then you must be prepared to pay the price in time.
대가로 지불해야 한다는 경고.
협박이라도 하려는 거야.
Was that an attempt of a threat?
내가 그런
Do you
걸
seriously
할
think you
것
can
같아?
scare me like that?
네가 아무리 미친
Sure, you're big,
살인마라
scary
한들
Time Reaper,
지금까지
but I've got
행동에는
all
패턴이
figured out.
있었어.
I know your
그게
patterns.
네 신념이
There's
된
something
모두의
staying in your
약점이기
hand,
때문에
isn't there?
내 시간을 죽일
Whether
수는
it's your
없을걸?
creed, some kind of design flaw in your tech, you can't touch my time.
명탐정의 날카로운
How'd you
추리.
like this ace detective deduction, huh?
절반은 맞췄고
Half right, but you have given me more corrections to make.
하나.
One, I am not
신을
the
죽이는 건
one
내가
killing time.
아니라 너희들이다.
It's you. and everyone like you who's killing time. 2. Indeed, we cannot rip away from time away from just anyone, but no, but I can take yours. Because you, at this very moment, are mired in tedium.
뭐?
Just biding the time, aren't you? Waiting for something to happen. Killing time. So wait, is that the condition? They can only kill time from someone that's bored? We are merely taking back the time that you would have killed anyway. Swing that axe, and you might carve a small chunk out of our flesh, but we will rip a chunk out of your existence. You will stir awake when the clock strikes 4, in 50 years' time, having done nothing, having lived through nothing, all in the blink of an eye. That's when it shall dawn on you, that despair, all-consuming, rushing like a flood, the disparity, the unfamiliarity, all the time you've killed. Every pain a reminder of every single second you've killed, thinking about how tedious it all is. You look scared. We, like that look in your eyes. Rhodia stood there, completely frozen. No one could stop the Time Reaper as he walked away from us. Not me, not Rhodia. The culprit, where are they?
나
I thought I could
직접 잡을 수
take
있을
them
거라고
on, but
생각했는데
when I came face to face with the
막상
Time
마주치니까
Reaper, how could you give them the slip? They threatened her, that they were going to rip away her time.
그리고
Oh no, and the
알고
Ripper
있었어.
knew. They knew how
내가
I felt.
아니야.
Never mind. It seems to me that Rhoda decided to not say it out loud, but I knew that the word she wanted to say was tedious.
한심.
요슈,
Pathetic. Unlike you, Yoshu,
너랑은 다르게 내
my
사건을-
time is
이
important.
사건을 이러쿵저러쿵 품평만
I'm
하거나
not here to
뜬
make those
떠밀려서 온
stupid
게
pointless
아니라 나는
observations about the case.
정말로
I
사건을
didn't
해결하려고
volunteer out of some
지원한
weird
거였어.
obligation either, okay?
너희들과는
I
다르다고.
volunteer because I genuinely wanted to solve the case. I'm not like you, either of you. I briefly grew concerned that Ryoshu might swing her scabbard at Rhodia, but I don't think she was listening anyway.
시시하군.
How banal. Instead, she stared up at the clock tower in silence as the cigarette slowly burned away to her lips. I guess that's a relief.
로자 씨,
미안.
Rhodia, sorry, I think I'm just getting tired of wearing a silly smile. Yeah, it can be like that sometimes. Mm, let me go see the comments. I played Date Everything and holy shit, that game is so whack. I do intend of getting Date Everything. It's on my wish list. Just make the floor and the ceiling have a romantic relationship, Yuri. Nice. Yeah, but the amount of what happened in between the cantos and this intervallo, Sonia wasn't mentioned ever. Not even the minis mentioned Sonia. I ate a lot of things. My mom ordered a food plate with a lot of meat and rice. Oh, delicious. Sounds yummy, correct. The drip makes the man. I think between Canto 2 and this interval was like 2 years have passed. I was wrong, it was a single year. But still, it's a long time. For now, I can only kill time from already killed time. The despair is it's why we get along, I think. That's how you flex on them. Take notes. Taking notes. Twisted time. Rodeo was always the one to lift the team's mood when it's down, but the mood among us had grown so incredibly awkward and cold that I was almost starting to feel a chill in my fingers. I guess this is what happens when Rhodey is in a depressive mood. If we were back at the bus, or if Isung or Gregor were here, they would have at least tried to do something to break the ice. But neither Ryoshu nor Honglu were the kind of people to heavily affected by such frosty mood, so we just trudged on with our investigation. Looks like the culprit got him in the middle of something.
면식법,
He knew the Ripper. How could you tell?
눈동자.
By looking in his eyes? Isn't it obvious?
이건 아는
That look in
쥐새끼에게
his eyes
물려
is the kind of look that people have in their eyes when getting killed by a rat they know. Not exactly dead, you know.
그런데 지난번 시체랑은 다른 점이
This
있나요?
dead body kind of looks different. Looks kind of different from the last one we saw, though. Not a dead body either, but what is it?
이분이 맨 스카프가
The
두
culprit
쪽으로
tore
찢어져 있어요.
tore a bit of his scarf.
스타일이 마음에 안
Maybe
들었던
they
걸까요?
really disagree with his fashion choice.
유로지비들은
Hero DV must
누구보다 바보와
live
같이
like
살아야
fools
돼.
in the eyes of others,
그래야 다른
so
사람들은
that
모르는
we
길이
may
보이니까.
see a path invisible to them. Protea?
소녀가 했던 말이야.
It's something Sonia once said.
스카프는 이걸
Told me
감추기
that the
위한
scarf
무기라고
was a
했어.
yoke to hide
그
the
뜻을
great
품고 있는
ambition.
자들은
That those with
묶여
such
있어야
dreams must remain bound.
그런데 당신은 받질
But I
않았네.
don't see you wearing that scarf. It's
이런
just not my
스카프는 내
style.
취향이 아니거든.
그러면
Then
스카프를
chopping the
이렇게
scarf
뒤쪽으로
in half
찢어놨다는
would
건
mean that
탈퇴자.
Killer is a former member of the
유로지비
Euro-DV.
아지트로 돌아가야겠어.
We should go back to their hideouts and ask around. Sometime later,
당하다니.
damn it, the Ripper got our boss?
뭐?
Huh?
최근에 탈퇴자가
Are you
있었다고?
asking if anyone quit recently?
탈퇴까진 아니고.
Well, not like they
요즘
formally
아무도
quit or
노숙하는 적
anything,
있어.
but there were some who went completely off the grid.
T사에 남아도는 시간을 빼앗아서
Someone who wanted to
공평하게
steal the
분배하자고
surplus
한 사람?
time of the T-Corp to share equally amongst everyone? Yeah, I remember a
있었지.
lad who said something like that.
그 녀석
When his younger brother
사고로
died, he became a
죽었는데
bit weird.
그 상태가 그 계획에 찬성하는
Anyone
사람 없었어?
want to go along with that plan?
있기야 있겠지만
I'm sure there's some, but
안 될 소리지.
we shouldn't.
우리는 유로집이야.
We're the Euro DV. We must abide our time until the saint give us the word.
그래?
Is that so?
그자는 어디?
모르지.
Where is he? No idea. Last I heard, he said something like, I'll always be watching you. Creepy, innit? But I suppose that means he's still hanging around about somewhere within T-Corp's borders. Our bossman gonna be back to normal, right? He'll always be watching, huh?
시계.
Clock.
난 누군가를
I always burn a cig after a
언제나
kill,
담배를 태운다.
but you are always smoking.
그 이유는
Because it takes about 4 minutes for the stick to burn all the way through.
담배가 줄어들고
I got to watch as the light of a life slowly burns out in their dying eyes. It really enhances the flavor.
4분.
4 minutes.
나는
I
이걸
know that it takes
끝까지
exactly
태우는
4 minutes for the
정확히
cigarette to
4분이
burn
걸리는
away,
걸 안다. 그런데
but only 2 minutes have passed on that clock tower.
뭐?
Huh?
말이 안 되잖아.
It doesn't make sense.
어떻게 이거 금방
How could-
사람들이
How come
시계가 고장났다는
someone
것도
not-
모르겠어?
no one noticed the clock was broken?
한 번이 아니다.
This isn't a new development, by the way.
이 탐정 노래를
From the moment our little
시작하기
the game of
내
detective
담배가
started
문을
of this
닫으러 간
precise
시간.
moment, the
언제나
clock tower
4분
always measured only 2 minutes by the time I finished smoking.
무기력해졌기 때문이라고.
Didn't someone say that it's because people have learned to be helpless? I've been waiting for something to get finished for a while. Do you know how much is a pain for it to wait something but always have too much time in your day? It's so tedious. Things are real bother standing right here, all the stop and search, so tedious.
추수.
Hey
첫
assistant,
번째랑 두 번째 피해자는
what are the
하다가
first
습격당했어?
victims doing in the time Ripper struck?
한
Let's
명은
say
열쇠가
one of
집어넣는
them were
고급진
attacked while
행동
purchasing
중이었고, 한
interchange
명은
flavored
만화책을
lollipop
읽고
candy,
있었어. 그 주인공이
and the
티사에
other
나오는데
was
꽤
reading a
읽어볼만해.
comic book starring a T-Corp inventor as its protagonist. I say it's pretty fun read.
T사에는 시계
Are there a
탑이
lot of clock towers in T-Corp?
티사에는 총 12개의
Total
시계탑이
12
있지.
in
하지만
entirely
이것은
in the
하나뿐이야.
entirety of T-Corp, but just one in the general area.
피해자들이 시간 살인을
Time
당한
Ripper
곳은
struck only near this
다
clock
이
tower,
시계탑 근처였지.
didn't they?
맞아, 탐정님.
Right on, detective.
시계탑의 시계를
What if
내리게
they
해서
slowly down the clock tower
이 근방을 지나가는
and
모든
made everyone in
사람들이
the area feel
지루하게 느끼게
that same
만들었다면?
of extreme tedious?
지루함이라.
Gideon, I
그게
see.
시간을 가져갈
That's
수
what
있는
it was.
조건이었구나.
You can reap time only from people who are bored.
시계탑.
The clock tower.
한 대 태우기
It should
딱
give me a
좋은
nice view
풍경이겠고.
to blow smoke at.
아, 깜빡 잊고
Oh,
말 안 한 게 있는데.
here's something I
아무런
forgot to
증거 없이
mention.
체포하면 안 되는 거
I
알고
know that you
들렸는데?
need actual evidence to make an arrest, right, detectives?
현장을 급습해야
You
돼.
have to catch
구석진
them in the
들어가서
act.
네가 느낌
Can
상
go around
범인을
arresting
잡아간다고
people
하면
just
문제가
because
될
you
수
feel
있다는
like it,
거지.
huh?
그럼 뭐
Wait,
우리가
what do you
그놈한테
have them to
습격이라도
attack us or
당해야 된다는
something?
거야?
Just so
현행범으로
we can
잡게?
catch them in the act?
알고 있는 거지?
Don't you know?
그놈은
He
시간을
can
불어넣을
literally
수
rip the
있어.
time out of you.
자칫하다간 몇
One
주,
small
몇 달,
mistake and you
몇
might
년 후에
wake
눈을
up
뜰 수도 있는
weeks,
거란
months, or
말이야.
even years later.
단테가
We don't even know
시간까지
what
남김없이
the
돌려줄
kind
수
of
있을지
thing that
없을지도
Dante can
모르잖아.
rewind. Yeah, it's all very tragic, but it's still part of your responsibilities.
당신
Do you even care about catching the culprit? Or is learning how he rips time all you care about? Right on again, ace detective. I once thought that there were no inventions in T-Corp, that I didn't know their ins and outs about. You see, I have the intricate knowledge of the mechanics of every single machinery in existence within T-Corp. I even know about the bizarre contraption your friend back at the jail cell invented while he was here. I didn't want that invention to be beholden by the T-Corp patent agency, no. I wanted to watch as it spread throughout the city, which is why I didn't try very hard to stop him as he escaped through the back streets. It wasn't because I was lazy, mind. So, to answer your question, no. Like in the case of the League of Nine Literatures, I don't care whether we catch the culprit or not. I'm just curious about the exact mechanism behind how he rips time. Is the nature of being an inventor. Agreed. How am I supposed to even get anything done with people like...
교수님,
Excuse me, Miss Assistant.
궁금한 게 있어요.
I have something I'd like to ask you.
메르소 씨가
Back when Merceau stood on top of the temporal scale gallows,
좀 시끄러운 소리를 내지 않았나요?
didn't the machine beep very loudly?
그 과묵한 친구?
Ah, the resistant friend? Yes, it did.
모든 기계의
If you
작동
have the
방식을 알고
intricate
있다면
knowledge of
왜
every
무작정
of the
모든
case of
기계가
every
알고
single
있나요?
machinery in existence within the T Corp, then do you also know why it malfunctioned? Of course.
교수대가 메르소
Why
씨의
wasn't the gallows
대화가
able to
제
take
시간을
10
가져가지
billion
못한
ons
이유는
worth of time from
어떤
Merceau?
것이었나요?
Was it literally just
고장났기
because it was broken?
때문이었나요?
무슨 소리야?
What are you
내가
talking about?
설계한 기계엔
It is
문제가
statistically
없어.
impossible for the machines of my design to have any fault, usually.
그렇다면
Then the
기계가
source of that
아니라
error was me, Merceau, or all of us,
저희에게 문제가
right?
있다는
Not the
얘기인가요?
machine?
대박이다.
Brilliant,
감정을
absolutely
어떤
brilliant.
정도로
You're not only
그렇게
looking
들었는데?
at the part, but also acting a part of an ace detective. Could have fooled me.
아,
All credits go to
애가
Lady
생긴
Agatha.
거죠.
She did say that one of the qualities of an ace detective is my bottomless inquisitiveness. After all, I thought the condition of getting exempt from our time tax was that we had to catch up the culprit. That was what I was thinking when the Class 5 auditor began speaking again, as if to address my concerns.
물론 그렇다고 범인을 잡는데
I'm
협조하지
not saying I
않겠다는 건
won't
아니야.
cooperate, of course.
간단하게
I
하지만
may have even devised a plan for you, though it might be somewhat simple.
그러니까
Now listen close. Yay. Yay. But okay, guys, I'm gonna have to excuse myself because a sudden change of events happened. Apparently, I need to depart. I've been invited to have a lunch outside of my house, which is very unusual, but you know, it doesn't happen often. So I said, why not? Let's go. So I already responded the message. Let me replenish my energy for today, because I don't know if I will be back in time. But what I'm gonna do simply is I'm gonna finish today's stream right now, and what I'm gonna do is as soon as I'm back, I will start the stream again, because I do intend on finishing everything today, just so it's not clogged up for next week and I can start Kanto 7. So yes, we're gonna stop here, because also I want to start grinding the killing time event, so I gotta finish the whole event. But as soon as I'm back, I'm gonna continue the event and all the other intervals probably. So without further ado, thank you so much everyone. I will be back probably in a couple of hours. So I'll see you later. Hopefully, I will try to open this in about like 6 hours or so because I want to give people that live very far from me to actually go to bed and sleep and then wake up and then enjoy the stream. I have to work later, so won't see me or the Time Reaper. Oh, no problem. They're free shoots. And again, I will try to not start my stream very like early as soon as I'm back. I'm gonna try to wait a couple of hours so the people there might be working or might be sleeping can actually do those things, and so you can actually even caught me still live. But yes, without further ado, my name is Archer, playing some Limbus Company, and I see you all in the next one, which is supposed to be probably in 6 or 8 hours. Bye bye, guys. Archer is out.